Everything is shared. Everything is ready to go.
Sounds good to me.
They can hear you. They can hear me. I just want to play Trainwreck's clip here.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna pull the chat over to this screen so I can see.
Why, hello, hello.
Oh,
Hello, and welcome to Game Complainers, episode 480. I'm your host, Harry.
and Frank, you forgot.
Anthony's running a little late tonight. It's his birthday. Happy birthday, Anthony.
Happy birthday, Aunt.
He'll be on, just not right now. Let's give the guy the time that he needs, and he'll come on whenever. Not a big deal. We're going to be live for a little bit, so he can take his time. Shout out to Marcus Buck Nasty over at M3 TV on YouTube. Happy birthday to him as well.
Happy birthday.
And we are here today. Maybe we can do a little Q&A before Anthony gets here.
Yeah.
If anybody in the chat wants to have any questions or comments or tell us what they're doing.
We just hung out with Anthony the other day. It was great.
Yeah, he wasn't on camera for 9 hours.
I mean, we were technically, but not on camera.
So I want to thank Trainwreck once again for providing us gameplay footage.
Yeah, thanks. I'm looking at it right now. It looks cool.
Yeah.
Elden Ring. It's really nice.
So it's VB on YouTube. Go subscribe.
Oh, there he is.
Who?
It's VB just popped in. What's up?
Oh, he's here. Okay.
Perfect. We summoned him.
Thank you so much for the video, brother. How you doing? Liquor Sandwich, a member of the channel. How you doing, man?
What's up?
Anthony will be here in a little bit. It's his birthday. So let's give him some time to hang out with his family and relax, and then he'll be here.
Yeah.
No rush.
We're just chilling anyway.
So, really quick, Metroid did not ship today. Today's release date.
Oh, no.
And nobody shipped it anywhere.
It's not good.
And the people that somehow do have it are selling it for hundreds of dollars on eBay.
That's stupid.
Richard is here. What's going on?
What's up, Richard?
What is up? So that's a big chaotic situation, right?
Yeah, but people are kind of dumb to pay because you know it's going to come out at some point. Unless it doesn't, but I mean, it has to. It's already out there.
It's supposed to ship.
Right.
Abo is here. Richard says, how was the whale? You know, we could talk about the whale since Anthony didn't watch it.
We watched it last night. I saw it again.
Anthony will be here soon, everybody. It's his birthday. He's hanging out with his family, so just relax. He'll be here. Let's give him some time. Spend time with his family, and he'll be here later. So we will try to tap dance around the topics until he gets here. But yes, last night, the whale leaked online.
Finally. It was funny because I hung out with Perry like all weekend, and I was kind of tired, and I was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to come tomorrow because Jeff was coming. And then he messaged me. He's like, the whale leaked. You have to come here. And I was like, oh my God. But I slept, so I was good. And we watched it. We had a blast.
Well,
it was a lot of fun.
That opening scene, huh?
Now, yeah, I don't know if I can recommend this to anybody with other people watching, but if you're going to watch it by yourself...
Let's just say don't watch this with your family members.
No, do not watch this with your family members. There's things that I was not prepared for in that film.
In the opening scene.
Yeah. It sounded like something that you would make up to tell me, like, oh, this happens in the movie, and I would be like, no, it doesn't, but it happened. So watch out if you watch that movie. I would recommend seeing it, but watch it by yourself. Or
I thought the movie was good. I didn't have a problem with it. I think the ending was like kind of like the Elvis movie, kind of sci-fi-ish.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I was like, come on, man. And it ends in like a second. It's like one of those quick commercials.
Yep. Yeah, they took the easy way out with the ending. If
which
you
is
guys watch it,
it's
you'll
messed
see.
up
But
because it's like they spent so much time building up the movie.
right.
But I thought it was fantastic. Besides that, I thought it was really good.
So there's only a couple slow parts where the whale wasn't really involved, where it was like people around him.
Right.
That was the only thing. But when I was watching it again, I was like, "Holy crap!" They filmed the whole movie in basically like one room,
Yeah.
and they show a couple other rooms in the house, but the whole movie is in the apartment, which is nuts. It's like I don't know how they managed to do it, but they did it. So pretty interesting.
A lot of scary music playing in this movie.
Yeah, the music was weird, and I think you're right that they put a filter on his voice, maybe to make him
He
sound
sounded like B. Arthur in the
bigger.
movie.
Well, he kind of sounded like deeper too. Like I
Yeah,
don't
like
know.
some Darth Vader type stuff.
Yeah, I think it was just to make him like bigger.
The
I don't know.
Alchemist, what's up?
What's up? Yeah, great acting. Brendan Fraser was like amazing. He deserves all the credit he's getting for that.
Yeah, he
I think
really does.
he was the highlight of the movie for sure.
Anthony will be here in a little bit, guys. Let's give him some slack. It's his birthday. I have to keep saying that because more people come in.
Yeah.
But yes, he'll be here at some point tonight. Um, I thought the whale was really good. I didn't have an issue with it. Did you cancel your Blu-ray order now?
No, I don't know. I don't know if I really need to own it, but
So a lot of people
I
here,
don't know.
you need to understand something. This movie was presented in 4:3.
Oh, that was a problem. Yes.
I didn't like that.
No, me neither. And when I watched it again, I was like, damn, this sucks.
Yeah, and we know they have a widescreen version because it's in the trailer. You know,
Yeah.
the trailer's in widescreen, so what the hell?
Yeah, I don't know why they decided to go with that. I don't know if they'll have a widescreen version on the Blu-ray or
They
what,
were trying
but
to be artsy fartsy, I bet.
yeah, the movie was very artsy with the angles and the lighting and I don't know.
I have an idea what goes on in the opening. I don't think you do.
No,
Unless
you guys you're all
unless,
wrong.
unless
Stevie Mac, you're wrong. Well, kind of. Yeah.
somewhere in episode 3, Last of Us is what you're referring to happens at the beginning of no.
No, 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 no.
Quite the opposite.
It is like you'll see. You just got to watch it.
How dare
Trust me.
Anthony be on time to complain about games? Yeah, I know, right? It's like Ghost Story and Zack Snyder's Justice League with the 4:3. Yeah, the 4:3, that needs to be an option.
Yeah, that's why I'm
When
wondering
you
on the
put the Blu-ray in,
Blu-ray.
it should say, "Hey, do you want the director's vision or do you want just the flat-out movie?"
Yeah.
I'll take the flat-out movie. Then I'll go back
That's
and watch the director's thing if there's anything different.
that's why I'm gonna see if it drops before it comes because I'll check it. I'll see if it's cheap enough. I'll just get the actual Blu-ray and see.
The
But
Alchemist. I heard what happens in the opening. Stevie Mac, great. I'm gonna be scared watching the opening.
we were
I don't know. I don't know if scared is the right word, but
more disturbed.
just don't watch this in front of your family.
No, I'm so. Oh my god, I'm so glad that we watched it together before I watched it with my. Because like then when I watched it with my wife, I was prepared for it, and obviously I'm not gonna watch it with my parents, but there's no way I'm watching it with them. They can watch it by themselves. But yeah,
But it's funny when you talk to somebody and they said, "Yeah, I saw it." Then you know what they really saw.
yeah, that's right.
So
Yeah, that I don't know why they like even did that, but they're just trying to paint a picture, I guess. And it worked.
Jamie, what's up? What happened to your mic?
What?
It just hit a static cloud.
Really? Is it still staticky?
No.
Oh,
What
I was
about-
touching the thing. My
It
bad.
went shh.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was touching this. I probably hit something.
Jamie is in the chat. How you doing?
I always fidget with the stand. I gotta stop. Okay. But yeah.
I'm telling you. So the whale was good. The whale or Elvis? I don't know, man. It's a tough one.
They're so different that I don't know.
Elvis is hardcore sci-fi, though.
Yeah, and Elvis is a lot more quick. Even though it's slow at times, it's still This movie's very like just. It's not really slow. I don't know how to
It's kind of
describe
like
it.
a podcast. You're just sitting here for a couple hours.
Yeah, and you don't feel like it's you don't feel like it's slow, but really nothing happens in the movie. Like not really, you know. Sorry, I'm like trying not to sneeze.
I watched The Fighter today. Yeah, I saw that like 10 years ago. That was a good movie.
Well, this.
Oh, that wasn't it. It was Elvis. Oh, you're cracking again.
What?
You
Let
need
me
to throw
see.
that microphone out.
This is a brand new one too. Is
You
it
need
still
to get
cracking?
a Shure microphone. Eight
I
hundred
know. I don't.
dollars.
I don't know how to set it up though. All right, I should be all right now. I didn't really do anything different. That sucks. I got to order another one of these now.
Sony's gonna get fucked by industry. And who told you that day one? Who said that? This guy did. And everyone said, no, if the deal doesn't go through, they still want money. They'll still take the money from Sony. No, they won't. RWK88, what's up, brother? How you doing?
It's all falling apart for them right now.
You even put the game logos over the top. I didn't do that. That was actually the work of Trainwreck, who it's VB in the chat room, submitted this beautiful video. Very beautiful video. Subscribe to his channel. You will see him. He's wearing a ghost mask costume at some point in the video. Yeah, I didn't have time to record this week. I'm going to be working on the basement all weekend. Because we need that ready by next week.
Yeah, we're getting there. It's another week after this weekend. We'll be all hanging out for 3 days, so should be good.
Last night I didn't stream because The Whale came out, so we were all watching that. We didn't know that it was going to be dropping last night, and it did. Jeff brought his Xbox 360. It was already hacked. I guess his South Bridge was acting up because the system bricked when we updated it. So now tonight, I depending on what time we stop the show, I might go tonight. Get one of the other systems we have and mod that, and maybe I'll be live. I don't know. It depends.
And you tried everything. You were soldering. You were doing like
And then
everything.
Like 3 hours in, he tells me that the system always took an hour to boot, and I'm like, this thing is no good.
Yeah.
So we'll get him a new machine. He'll have to give me a couple bucks for it, but that'll be that. He'll be ready to go. He'll be back up and running. He bought a 2 terabyte SSD for the 360, formatted it. It came up. Everything was great. Did the system update. Worked his system. Tried to go back to Retail Dash. Nope, nothing. Kama, what's up? He's at work listening.
You got your burger ready?
His burger, his pickles, his tomatoes. Anthony will be on in a little bit, Kama.
I'm actually sorry I'm not focusing. I'm currently ordering another mic as a backup. I always like to have one extra just in case. Yeah, because remember when the other one died and I had just pulled this one out and it was good to go.
They said Nintendo didn't matter. We'll talk about that. We're trying to stall as long as we can for Anthony.
There's a lot of Nintendo stuff that came out of this, actually.
By talking not about stuff. Boiger. ACR, what's up, man? How you doing? Favorite Rocky movie? It has to be... Oh, man. I don't even know.
I haven't seen them in so long that I couldn't even tell you anymore.
I would say Rocky 3 or 4. I mean, the first one's really good.
What's the one where he fights Drago?
4.
That's my favorite. Yeah, that one.
3 was all right.
Now, if you're talking about Rambo, that's a whole nother story.
You know, Rocky 5's not a bad movie. It's just not a Rocky movie.
That's the last one that came out?
No, that's the 5th one.
I can't even.
The last one that came out was Balboa.
Yeah, that one I didn't see.
That was a good movie. It wasn't like the best movie ever, but it was all right. I didn't like how he killed his wife off. That was kind of dumb. They ended that movie to where that's it. Like, you're never going to see Rocky again. And then he shows up in fucking Creed. It's like, what are you doing? Like, stop.
Well, that's what they do with these movies.
And now he's not in Creed 3 because he got in a spat with the director or something. And now he's saying, "Oh, I wish I was in it." It's like, get over yourself, man.
These guys
But
gotta
I'm not
stop.
shocked because he got divorced over a dog. You know that, right?
Yeah, I did hear that.
He got in an argument with his wife over a dog and they got divorced. Um, Ranker's trying to turn your mic down just a hair.
You know, I'm very close to it. I backed it up a little bit. I didn't realize how I was like touching it.
You don't sound that bad to me. Just had those two instances where you had the static.
Yeah, I was right. I was like a little too close to it. I think I fixed it, but
Exorcist
either way,
trailer looks good. I didn't see it. I should check it out at some point.
Exorcist. I'm too scared to watch that.
Does anyone know if Metroid Prime 2 or 3 are going to get remasters? I'm sure they're done.
They want that 40
We
bucks
heard they were
per.
done like 3 or 4 years ago. They were all
Yeah,
done. And Nintendo, you'll probably get them this year too because apparently Nintendo's re-releasing old games this year just to get the Switch by.
right.
So you're going to get Zelda, the new one, and then you're going to get a bunch of remasters. Maybe we'll get Twilight Princess and the other game, Wind Waker. I hope.
They're having a Pokemon event on the 27th, so everyone's saying they're going to drop those Game Boy games, which is going to be, if that's the case, that's going to be nuts. Like, I don't even know.
I heard people were able to transfer the games already.
Yeah, I saw people, like, you know how we have that sloop thing? People have done it. Like, you could get it now. If you have a hack Switch, you could do it, but they're saying it's going to connect to the stadium games and have online and all that, so
I haven't touched my Switch in 3 years. Well, there you go.
probably better off.
I mean, really, there's nothing.
No. That Kirby comes out Friday, but I ain't paying for it, so that's it.
I'm cool with the remasters of stuff I haven't played, so I don't own a home console of Nintendo Switch. Of Nintendo until the Switch. Well, there you go. Well, that's good. At least you'll have the best of both worlds. You have the new machine and you'll have the older games on there.
We need the Twilight Princess and Wind Waker remake, like on the Switch
Yeah, we've needed
right
those.
now.
But I think they waited for a moment like this where they need to just throw content out there. At least they have it. But I want to play it already. I'd like to play. I have this Oh, by the way, my box of these things came in today.
Oh, good.
These NES Switch remotes for the hack Switch. So we can play Nightmare on Elm Street with actual controllers.
Nice.
$300, Nintendo. For a box of controllers.
You won't give them money for the games, but you'll buy their controllers if you have to.
Yeah, the hardware is fine. But I ain't buying the software. Until they make a new console. I'm done. What was I going to show you? My 8-bit controller. I can't even find it. It's here somewhere. Oh, it's right here. My Switch is blocking it. This thing from 8-bit they discontinued this.
Those are nice.
It's very nice. It's got rumble too. I want to use this controller when I play Wind Waker or Twilight. So I'm waiting for them to put it on the Switch. I can use an emulator. I know that. I've done it with the 360 controller. But I want to play with this right here. All right? Bluetooth, ready to go?
That Pro controller is getting played out. Anyway, I'm kind of
It was cool when it came out, but then these came out. And I was like, well, this changes the whole game.
Yeah.
It really does, because it's basically the controller. One of the best controllers ever made, modernized.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, this is the way to play, in my opinion. What do you think of Kirby the Crystal Shards? I finished the Switch today. How'd you get the new game?
No, that's the. I think that's the best Kirby game up until they made the Forgotten Land. That was the first time that Kirby really deviated from his like plan, like his like side scroll. I mean, it's still side scroller, but I love that game. That's like one of my favorite Kirby games.
Good, hope you're doing well. It's cool. Which model? How much? What do you mean? These
Which model?
controllers go for like, I think these were like $40, $50 or something. But they discontinued this design because when Nintendo brought back the Switch Online, they repatented the look. So they had to go back. They have one that looks like a PlayStation now, but they have one that looks like a Game Boy. Basically, it's got the Game Boy keys and the colors and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but this one, the Super Nintendo looking one, I bought maybe like 20 of these things and they're all downstairs. I ain't selling shit. I'm keeping these till I die. These are beautiful. They're perfect.
You know, if you
Feels
think
just
about
like a
it,
Super Nintendo controller, and you can use this on the analog systems too.
that probably is the best controller Nintendo made. If you really think about it, the Super Nintendo.
This has to be. It has to
Yeah,
be.
because the N64 one kind of sucked. The GameCube was all right. The Wii sucked.
This is the best controller they ever made.
I think so. I would agree.
It's got everything you need. And this one's even better. It's got the sticks, it's got rumble, it's got the 4 buttons up here.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
It's got everything. Beautiful. The GameCube controller is the best. All right, if that's what you think.
It's up there for sure, but I still think
What's
Super
the model
Nintendo.
numbers? This is the... You make me break my gimmick here. 8-bit though. I gotta go get glasses.
We saw his eyes.
SN30 Pro. SN30 Pro right here. I got them on Amazon, but they don't make this design anymore. If you can find this design, buy it. I can't even find these on eBay. But I have a stack of them downstairs. Just in case these break, I'm ready to go. SN30 Pro. The Series controller is the best controller. I agree. It's the best Xbox controller.
Yeah.
You know, the Series controller is good. I got the WB controller right here. This D-pad. For if you play like the old Nintendo, Super Nintendo games, this D-pad is god.
Yeah.
Even for play like Resident Evil 2 on PlayStation, this D-pad is god when you're playing that game, and it's perfect. It just flows.
I have the Aqua Shift hooked up to this computer to play
I still haven't unboxed the other one, the Stellar Shift. I got the Lunar Shift. I got the God of War remote. I still didn't open any of this stuff. I got the Big 6, which I opened. I touched it, but
I didn't open my Big 6 yet. I just put it in the closet before.
you got to test that because apparently some people have an issue with that D-pad.
Oh,
So
I'll
make
try it out
sure
on
that
my
you,
thing.
Because if you got to return that,
I'll test it out. Yeah, I'm not keeping it sealed for any reason. I just didn't get around to it opening it.
all right. Why don't we get into some news here? And if he comes in, he's coming in, but we don't know when. Let him take
Okay.
his time. Anthony's it's his birthday. He's hanging out with his family.
Yeah,
He said he'll be in,
Alright.
but let's give him some time.
sure.
Let's just talk about some news.
Okay. So there's a Sony State of Play tomorrow,
A
4
rat
p.m.
hairball,
our
an
time.
Heavy 6 or 26. All
Ew.
right, what?
There's a Sony State of Play tomorrow, 4 p.m. at Eastern. So
4
I
p.m.
guess-
Eastern.
yeah,
That
people could
controller
check that
stuck
out.
around. Even Sony used it with the grips. Well, if you think about it, and they make a PlayStation version of this too. Like it looks like the PS1. I mean, it still does the same thing. You can use it on the Super Nintendo and stuff, but I mean, this would have been the Sony PlayStation, the Nintendo PlayStation controller eventually, right? With the sticks.
Yeah, because it just has the sticks.
It would have eventually been that machine, that controller for that machine down the line. But they make a PlayStation version of this, which is currently available. You can buy that. I have it in the closet. It's all right, but the buttons are like raised up. So, all right, what are you saying now?
There's a State of Play tomorrow, 4 p.m.
I might
So-
cover that. I might not. They're just gonna show some VR games, and
I think it's mostly VR.
It's gonna show some DC Comics game or something. Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I wouldn't get too excited for that one. It seems like it's gonna be kind of meh.
Switch is over 120 million units. My dad's birthday is today. He's 59. Well, happy birthday to him. Happy birthday to
Happy
Anthony.
birthday.
Happy birthday to Buck Nasty.
Yeah.
Looking back, the game controller was overall an excellent design. 550 VR games, yeah, not happening. All right, go ahead.
Um, yeah, that I wouldn't hold my breath for that. I think they're just doing a state of play to get ahead because a lot of stuff is leaking out from the big meeting that we're going to talk about, the big Avengers meeting. And they pretty much laid everything on the table. So why not tell us what's going on now as far as what games they have coming out? Um, so yeah, I don't even know how long it is, but I wouldn't hold my breath for anything good at that one, but it's happening. So
Avengers meeting, you say?
yeah, we definitely got to talk about that, but I was holding off. Lots of stuff came out from that.
Well, why don't we just get to it?
All
The
right.
GameCube controller is comfortable. The GameCube controller was cool, but I mean, look, at the end of the day, my guys, it's between this, the PlayStation 1 controller, and I would say the Series S controller. Best three
Yeah.
controllers of those generations. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so let's get into the big meat. Oh, that sounded weird. I don't know
Big
why I
meet and
said
greet.
that. Yeah, big meat and potatoes. So Microsoft, Sony, Activision, and I don't even know who else. A bunch of heads of companies. I think like maybe Ubisoft was there. There's like everyone sent representatives to Brussels to do this big
Ubisoft.
meeting about
I didn't hear about Ubisoft.
somebody. There was somebody else there. Maybe it was EA. I don't remember. But a lot
Wasn't
of
EA.
companies sent
This guy's saying fake
representatives.
news tonight.
Oh my god, I'm trying here, right?
Just say Sony, Nintendo, Nvidia,
Yeah, they were all there.
PlayStation. We said that.
They
Xbox.
they they all sat down and they were talking over this deal that's going to happen. They all had 15 minutes to talk. Sony got 30 minutes for some reason. I don't know why. But they all said their piece about why they think this deal is either good or bad.
Tencent.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
What's this in the chat? Do you like the N64 controller? It's okay.
At the time, but not
As a
now
kid, I
going
didn't mind it,
back.
but now as an adult, when I hold it sideways because my hands are so big.
It's not my favorite, but I could do it. I could use it.
You know what's funny about that? The Switch N64 controller, the one they made for the Switch Online, playing Nightmare on Elm Street for the NES on that is like beautiful. Because
Oh
the
wow.
D-pad is so soft on that one that they made. What the hell is this? Cultic? Whatever.
So
So they
yeah,
all
they
sat
all
down. They smelled each other's farts. They were robbing each other. They were pickpocketing each other while sitting down. What was going on in this meeting?
they finally all got into a meeting together. As far as I know, Bobby Kotick didn't kill anybody,
He was
which
there.
is shocking. Yeah, he was there. Phil Spencer was there. Jim Ryan was there. The all the lawyers, everybody, and basically they all said their piece on why the deal should go through or why it shouldn't. I believe only Sony and Tencent were against the deal. Mostly everybody else was okay with it. Microsoft offered concessions to the entire industry. They signed a legally binding 10-year deal with Nintendo and Nvidia. So Nintendo is going to get all Call of Duty games. Call of Duty will always come to PC. And they also offered Nvidia access to all Microsoft PC games to be available on GeForce Now. So they
Tencent
won't.
is for the deal, Frank. Again.
Oh, they are for the deal. Okay.
What'd you
I
watch,
thought.
Rich today?
No, I read a thing that said that they were against it, but
No, they're
I
not,
could be
because
wrong.
Phil Spencer's best friends with that guy that owns Tencent, the comic book guy.
Oh, there you go. Them being
Well, he's not
against
best
was a
friends, but he's
mistranslation.
friendly with him.
He cleared it up for me. Thank you, Jamie. On.
So yeah, and also in that statement that was put out, they said Xbox games
Yeah.
like Call of Duty or something like that. So we might be getting Xbox titles on the Switch at some point. Maybe when they make that newer Switch.
Yeah, and I mean that's nothing new. We got Cuphead and Lucky's Tale and stuff. So I could definitely see
All these
them.
Xbox guys online are posting photos. Oh, they should do this. They have like coming to Game Pass, Legend of Zelda, Kirby. It's like they're not doing
No,
that.
no, it's not going to do. It's not going to be that. It's going to be one way direction.
With
They're not going to
Nintendo, it's
get.
one way. It's never both ways.
Yeah.
It's very rare.
Um. Yeah. They. I think they were. It was brought up that the Microsoft has the monopoly on the cloud, and that's why they agreed to put the games on GeForce Now.
They
So if they
basically
get
shut
called,
down Sony's narrative in front of everybody at this meeting.
like, yeah, like legally did. They were like, "Here's contracts. Like
Well,
we
no,
got these
Sony's crying at
signatures."
everybody saying, "Oh, competition, right?" And Microsoft is in the room with all these other companies, be like 10-year contracts, so, hey, signing it right in front of everyone's face.
And everyone
They're
took
just
the
killing
deal
Sony's
because
narrative. And by the way, Sony didn't take the 10-year Call of Duty contract, which to me shows that this has nothing to do with Call of Duty.
right.
This has absolutely nothing to do with Call of Duty. This is just a way for them to cry and kill this deal. Now, they're going to have a hard time trying to prove that shit because they just did it in a meeting with everybody present. So, I mean, they're in big trouble. And if this deal doesn't go through, Nvidia loses out, Nintendo loses out, Activision's going to be furious. Who's going to want to work with Sony if this deal doesn't go through?
Well, they did that on purpose.
Well,
They
yeah,
definitely did that on
they
purpose.
all did that on purpose. They all got
It's like,
together
hey,
on the plane over there. They're probably like, this is what we're going to do. We're going to show them up right in front of their own people. Because, Jim Ryan went to Brussels and all that stuff. So they went to Brussels and they're like, right in front of his own people, we're going to shut them right down. Beautiful plan. But again, if this deal doesn't go through, who's going to want to work with Sony? You literally have all these companies saying, we're all for this deal.
well, all these companies got all this value added to their platforms for nothing. They're just sitting there homeless, and Phil Spencer pulls up and goes, "Hey, you want this free money?" Like that's literally what happened. Like he incorporated everybody into the deal. But the other
Trading
thing,
places.
the other strange thing about this, which I'm very surprised that Sony's not more worried, their deal with Activision ends in 2024. So they only have less than a year to have any sort of PlayStation Call of Duty marketing or anything. Like after that, it's over.
I think they know right now that it's over.
Well, yeah, but even
that's what I'm saying.
Like,
I don't think
screwed.
this had anything to do with Call of Duty. I think Call of Duty was the big excuse. Because why aren't they signing that deal for 10 years? Because they want this whole thing to go away. That's why.
Right.
If they really just wanted Call of Duty, they would have signed that deal. They don't
but
want
now
Call of
they're in
Duty.
big trouble.
And if they couldn't sit in the room with all these other companies and work it out, they actually left this meeting with nothing resolved. That just goes to show you they don't want this deal to go through. They want nothing to do with it.
Nope.
They just want to stop it and get rid of it. Sony's days are numbered. I hope you people in the chat room really sit down and think about that. You remember that they jumped in front of this deal, this $69 billion deal, and that cost them the company. When that day comes, you will remember this. Because this is not a good look. And I guarantee you all this is coming from Japan. I guarantee you Japan's telling Jim Ryan, don't do anything, don't make no deals, don't do anything with anybody. They're our direct competitor.
Jim Ryan's probably sweating his ass off.
Now Jim Ryan lying in front of everybody. That's why they're doing a direct. Because the minute this meeting was over, they announced it's direct. Doesn't that seem a little strange to you when they were holding their directs back? Remember that?
Now they had to lay everything out at this meeting, and a lot of stuff is getting leaked. Also,
I haven't heard about any of these leaks. Let's talk about Brad Smith real quick.
Okay.
Brad Smith, who is the lawyer and president of, what is it, Microsoft something? We know he's the lawyer. He's president of something. I don't know. I
forget exactly his title, but...
Well, he came out, made a video at the meeting, and said, hey, I got a contract in my pocket. Whenever Sony wants to talk, I pull this thing right out and they sign it. He's basically saying in a nice way, Sony doesn't want to do business, and until then, fuck off. So
they did everything they could
they
do.
did a great job. Let me tell you something. They did a great job. They went to their home deal, their home base over there, and they went to the regulators that this guy cried over to several times. They went right over there and said, "Listen, everything this guy said was BS. Here's deals for everybody, right in front of their face." And everyone's like, "Yeah, this deal's great." Oh, what, really? They're gonna think twice about it now. These regulators, CMA, whatever the hell it's called, Country Music Awards.
Microsoft kind of bought everybody in a not so direct way if you think about it by doing this. They're just like, here.
Of course they did. Of course they all sat on the plane and said, "This is how we're gonna do it."
Yeah, because they can't just give them cash, but they can
They
give
probably
them
gave them
stuff.
cash on the plane. On the plane right
Probably.
over there. Like, look under your seats. Ooh. They got money to blow.
You just embarrass the hell out of Sony though by doing this.
You think Sony will end up like Sega? I think Sony will end up worse than Sega. Because at least Sega died gracefully. The PlayStation brand isn't going to go out like that. And it's a shame because it was all because of this.
They went into a bunch of numbers too about I think Sony has like
Yeah, they're going to show you how popular PlayStation is versus their brand and be like, "Well, we're trying to compete and they won't let us." Meanwhile, Sony's like, "Oh, we can't compete because they won't let us." It's like, come on, bro. That's like a rich guy saying he doesn't have $20.
Yeah.
I don't have $20. I mean, there's only so much money. Meanwhile, this guy's got like $500 million in the bank. It's like, bro, you got $20. Sony basically stood in front of a moving train. No, they jumped into traffic. And shockingly, they got hit.
No surprise.
Smith is walking around with a contract ready to go. Same for everyone. We got everyone willing to work with them except for Sony. Well, that shows you how petty Sony is. The industry put Sony on an island. Xbox gave them a deal they couldn't refuse. That's right. Xbox is going to go out like Atari after the 7800. That's right, 5200 and 7800. You're right. They could have had Call of Duty, but no. This isn't about Call of Duty. This is about killing that deal. They use Call of Duty as a huge excuse. And it worked because all the gamers think it's about Call of Duty. It's like, guys, it's not about fucking Call of Duty. All these idiots on Twitter are like, "You're not going to get Call of Duty now." It's like, shut the fuck up. Nobody cares about Call of Duty. This is about King. I don't think you understand something. For all you fucking slobs and idiots out there, okay? I'm going to tell you directly here. Microsoft wants this deal to pass because they want King Mobile. Why do they want King Mobile? To be in the fucking mobile world, okay? Every time they try to get in the mobile, they fail. But if they have King now, they're already in there and they're ready to go because what do people play on their phones and their tablets all fucking day long? Candy Crush. Candy Crush in about a month will make up all the money they blew on this whole deal.
Yeah.
And Candy Crush is part of King Mobile, which is part of Activision Blizzard King, ABK. What a shocker.
That's
Microsoft
really what
will
they're
already
after.
be in the mobile department. Like, they're already good to go. That's like saying, yeah, I need to buy a car so I could go out to the supermarket. Oh, I got the car, I could go to the supermarket. That's it. Like, you're good to go. It's about Sony not wanting the industry up in model and funds the industry. Sony's just thinking like Sony. Even Nintendo, as far behind Nintendo is, they see what's going on business-wise. They want some of that. Has Google borrowed to Xbox for this deal? Google is not in favor of this deal from what I read.
I read the
they
same
are direct
thing.
competitors to Microsoft. Call of Duty is just icing on the cake. I could play Candy Crush for 5 minutes max. Same model Sony built in 95. Yeah. Look, Sony could do whatever they want, but to get involved in this, to hurt the industry, by the way, look, this goes beyond games, okay? when they buy Activision King Blizzard, all those Activision Blizzard employees that are having a tough time right now, they're going to be a lot better off at Microsoft if they don't get laid off, but that's another story. The culture is going to change. That's the big problem with Activision Blizzard King. And there's our guy Trainwreck in the Scream mask.
Oh yeah, look at that.
He's promoting the movie that I'm no longer interested in seeing because I saw the ending. Sony. You know what I love about Reddit?
What's that?
When it comes to spoilers, they have spoiler Reddits and everything, and that's okay. They spoiled The Force Awakens. They spoiled all the Star Wars movies. They spoiled every other fucking movie, right? But when it comes to Scream 6, they're banning people that are spoiling the movie. It's like, dude, what happened?
Yeah,
you can spoil any other movie in the world, but you can't spoil Scream 6.
You should be able to say whatever you want on there.
YouTube uploaded the ending, and I saw the ending. So there you go. I'm no longer really interested in this film. I'd like to know the motive behind all this, but I've read something, and I think that might be it. So yeah,
I still didn't
good
see.
job.
So
Hey, get Nev Campbell next time, dickheads. By the way, they are in talks with Patrick Dempsey, Spyglass Entertainment, for a horror movie, which Scream 7.
that's it.
He's in the third film. Trainwreck is the next Ghostface. Alright, so what's up? What's next?
So they basically a bunch of numbers and stuff came out about like exclusives, like how Sony has like 4 times the amount of exclusives than Microsoft. All the stupid bull crap. But something interesting came out of this. Now, the actual meeting is obviously private because you can't have them.
It should have been public. It should have been like these court hearings.
Well, that's what
I always gotta watch these crappy court channel, court TV things where the guy's sitting there all day.
That's what they're trying to avoid because that's when stuff has to be put out to everybody and then it blows the lid off of everything. But while they were looking into all of this, they covered Nintendo's share of the market. And they were talking about Nintendo Switch Online. And they said that they were worried about Nintendo Switch. They said they're cloud gaming because it's only available on the Switch and redacted. So obviously, the next Switch is going to have all of these online features that we know now. They're preparing for that. Redacted? So they said Nintendo Switch Online, the cloud gaming is only available on the Switch device and redacted, meaning the next Switch. So that was one of their things to be like, hey,
we know there's a new Switch coming.
Right. So, but it's like.
So here's the thing, everybody. We were supposed to get that Switch last year and we didn't. We were supposed to get it the year before and we didn't. We were supposed to get it this year and we're not. Because Nintendo wants to pad out the Switches for as long as they can. That's why you're getting an influx of re-releases this year, which is fine with me. But I want that new machine already. It's time. It's the old machine. It was outdated out of the box almost. So
it's ready. It's ready to go. That Switch.
It's got to hurry up and get over here already.
Yeah, that Switch is pretty much ready to go. It's allegedly going to have the online stuff. They're just going to bring it over in some.
I was talking to somebody today. I don't know if he's in the chat, but he was saying like, can Call of Duty even fit on the Switch because it's such a big game, and he was worried there was going to be cloud gaming on it. I said you got the new one coming, the new Switch.
Yeah,
it's supposed to have the specs like a Series S. Allegedly, it'll run Call of Duty just fine. However, I will say this: the current Switch dock does not allow you to use external storage. You can use it if the Switch is hacked, but you can't use it out the box. It's locked. It's a feature that's locked. Unlock that feature, please, so that when you're docked at home, you can install these games on an SSD or a hard drive or something. You know, these SD cards are too much money. The prices are coming down on the SSDs big time, but the SSD cards, the big ones, the 1 terabytes, they're still $100. So until those keep dropping, I would say open up that expandable storage already.
They're either gonna say, listen, if you have the old Switch, you're screwed, or the old one will get the cloud, but the new one will run it natively. Like they're not gonna stream it on the new Switch. It's not happening.
Right.
So don't worry about that.
I don't think this. I think the new Switch will be fine. I don't think you have to stream anything on it.
No.
JB Zombie 89, what's up, brother? How you doing?
What's up?
He's a sponsor of the channel on Patreon. Thank JB Zombie in the chat.
Thank you.
How you doing, man? The new Switch is coming eventually, maybe. Well, it's coming, but we don't know when. Pay up, American. There you go. I don't care if I only get 1080p 60 as a handheld, even 720p is 60, as long as I get something close to 4K docked. 4K 60 docked. You might get like checkerboarded 4K 30 times. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if you're gonna get legit.
This is where Nintendo's
stuff.
screwing everything up. Have Microsoft make the console for them. Or just put your games on Xbox. People are still going to buy a Switch, but they're going to play the games on the console, which would be the Xbox. Can you imagine that? If
That's
Nintendo
what I want.
said, you know what, we're going to put Mario on Xbox as well. Do you know how much more money they would make? And Sony wouldn't get it. Because Nintendo is not cool with Sony. I don't think people realize that. They think, oh, they're both Japanese. They like each other. They hate each other. They absolutely hate each other. To this day, they hate each other.
Since 1995. Probably even before that.
So here's the deal. Yes, Nintendo screwed Sony on with the Philips thing, but it was only because Sony wanted, I think, 50% of the profits from all the games. And Nintendo was like, okay. We're not signing that contract right now, but whatever. And then they went over to Philips.
Philips is like,
that's why Philips got their games.
Yeah.
Because they're like, we don't care how much you take. It's whatever. Could Nintendo and Xbox partner via this deal? They're already pretty much partnered. I mean, they're in the same cul-de-sac. The guy even said it. He's like, we're like 10 kilometers away from... in Redmond. They're right next to each other.
If it's ever going to happen, this is its beginnings, obviously, that they're this open with each other. I like you said before, we're definitely going to see
Mario Brothers just be a multi-plat to begin with. Nintendo would make more money than any of these companies in a month.
Yeah, it's a multiple millions.
What they would make in a year, Nintendo would make in 1 month off of if Mario was multi-plat.
Yeah, they'd sell 10 million on each platform, not just 10 million solid.
It would be number one on the charts every month.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. But imagine if Nintendo said, we want to do the handheld thing, but Microsoft, you do the hardware thing. Forget about it.
That would be the way to go. And then throw xCloud on your handheld and you're all set.
That would be the 1-2 punch to knock out Sony. Like, for good.
But they're going to, like you said, they're going to bring games over to Nintendo. Like, if this goes through and everything, I could see Crash and Spyro over there. You're going to see, like, you're not going to see Halo, I don't think, on the Switch, but you'll see,
I think you'll see Halo on the Switch.
That would be
a new challenger has entered.
Yeah. That would be nuts if you could play Halo on the Switch.
I think you'll get Halo on Switch when Halo is working. Maybe you'll get Master Chief Collection on Switch.
It's definitely possible.
Imagine Gears of War on Switch. Holy Switch.
They make the Lancer Joy-Cons.
Yeah, you're going to cut your hands off. See what Sony gets for being a bitch. Halo on Switch would be surreal. All because Sony had to be the bitch.
It's true. None of this would have happened if
Sony wasn't a bitch.
Right. There would be no deals. There would be no nothing. It would just be whatever.
Master Chief was a playable character in GoldenEye. Not happening. There you go. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. We're going to get sued.
Yeah, I can't sing that song.
Happy birthday. Happy. What's it? The restaurant sing?
Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah.
You know, I hate when you tell your family, don't have the people sing, and they do it anyway. It's like, they think that you really want that, and it's like, no, I don't want
Come on. Yeah,
birthday
sorry about
present.
I had to set up so this is a new camera. So like Callie got me, so I was like trying to make sure all the settings
Oh
were
yeah, what'd you get?
set up. Well, she got me a this is an Elgato face cam. So it's not a cam link, but it's like a separate camera. So, yeah. I've been kind of messing with it and it's definitely a lot more clear than the handy cam I was using for my cam link.
Yeah, that
But
camera you were using is like 10 years old. Throw that shit in
yeah,
the garbage.
it wasn't too bad. I mean, like the cam links are fine, but I have a problem with the cam links,
My lower back.
um, by themselves. So the cam links I was having problems with. This one just plugs right into the USB, so it
Yeah, throw
doesn't
that
need
cam
a.
link in the trash. Fuck that thing. Elgato makes shitty products.
Yeah. Well, I even told Callie, I was like, oh well, this could go either way. This could either be a really good camera or a really bad
I
camera.
think the new camera will be fine,
But
but we know based on their history, their old shit sucks.
right. Yeah. So yeah, I was just testing it out and it seems to be working fine. I have like the camera hub thing still installed, so that's how you can kind of
Pornhub.
adjust the yeah, that's how you can adjust the settings basically because you can't it's like a fixed uh camera zoom basically, but you can zoom it on this app here that you download. So um again, sometimes I'd plug in the cam link and it wouldn't even appear in the app for me to do anything because it
Right.
just wouldn't recognize it. I don't know. So yeah, I'm kind of done. I'll keep the cam link in case I ever want to hook up like a DSLR or something just in case, but I'm not going to be using it for, the near future. So,
Yeah, throw that shit in the garbage.
I
yep.
think you look good right now. So
Yeah.
It looks
Yeah,
fine. It's
it's
more
not bad.
colorful too, and I got glasses on.
Right. Yeah, so I tried to like adjust the lighting and stuff. Obviously, when you zoom in more on here, there's more noise, like there's more like, graininess, but I think if when I stream on my end for Streamlabs, I can just crop it without zooming it and it'll look better than how it does like now, for example. So like little things I have to kind of work around to kind of make it work, but it's still pretty cool so far. So no problems.
Camo wants you to sing happy birthday to his dad.
All right, yeah, it is his dad's birthday, right?
It's Buck Nasty Marcus's birthday from M3 TV over on YouTube as well.
All right,
We
yeah.
got 3 birthdays here tonight.
Yeah, it's between now and March. It's pretty wild with birthdays. So
Happy clappy birthday! Burp, 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 burp.
we did the Xbox though. That was fun. We were able to hang out.
You'll never believe what
And
happened the other night.
oh no,
So this
last
guy
night,
Jeff,
you mean?
yeah, Jeff brings his 360.
right? You didn't live stream it. That's the thing. I was seeing if there was a live stream.
You'll know why we didn't live stream it. So I do the 2 terabyte, recognizes it, we're good.
Sure,
Then I check the dashboard. It's 10 years old. So it's like 4 dashes behind.
it's like Freestyle Dash or some shit.
But even the Microsoft dashboard was like 10 years behind. It was like 4
Damn.
dashes behind. I was like, let's get you to the latest dashboard. Updated it. No go. And I had to take the whole thing apart, take the chip out, put a new chip in there, nothing. We wrote
Bricked it?
we wrote the retail dashboard, got a red light. And I was like, yeah, this South Bridge is no good. And I was like, have you had problems with this thing? And he goes, yeah, sometimes it wouldn't turn on for an hour. I'm like, an hour? You need to tell me. It's
Right.
supposed to boot in like 2 seconds. So now we took the whole thing apart, did all that, nothing worked. So I have to go later tonight. I was going to do it last night, but I was too tired. I slept all day today. I have to take one off the shelf. He's got to buy one off of me for cheap.
Okay.
And I got to do the Corona board again. Your board. The board.
Right.
Algorithm. The board.
The board.
And I got to try to do that. And get him back up and
So it
running.
became another project basically.
Yeah, and then the whale leaked. And I'm like, great, the fucking whale leaked. I don't have time now to dedicate the whole night to this whole thing. I still spent like 3 or 4 hours on it.
Yeah.
We were done with that. Decided he needs a new machine. And then we watched The Whale. Did you watch The Whale?
I did not watch it. I do have it though. I just
Yeah.
have to I was gonna
Yeah.
watch it earlier today.
Make
Careful who you watch it with.
make sure you watch it with everybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna also make sure I don't watch it while I eat food. So that's something that I'm not gonna do because I've
I don't
heard
know.
things.
It
No,
made
you
me
gotta
kinda hungry.
watch it with the whole family like it's Christmas. Get everybody in the living room and watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be, a solid film. I mean, I just,
It was solid, all
I'll-
right.
Something was solid.
yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I know. I've heard a thing or two about a thing or two, but we'll see.
What did
We'll
your
see.
girlfriend get you? Did you just hear him? He got
Yeah.
the Elgato camera.
Yeah, the camera I'm on right now. Yeah, so this is my first time actually testing it out. I had to connect it before I went on here and make sure everything. I'm still kind of adjusting it as we go, but
Well,
yeah,
it
so
looks
far,
good.
yeah, and I'm gonna try to, get it set up for Streamlabs and stuff because I'll probably be live
So
tomorrow for
here's
like
the
a
thing
hangout
now
stream.
with your machine.
All right, the ongoing journey of
So
the
I'll
old
give you one of
OG
my
Xbox.
disk drives, but it's going to cost you because listen to this. I went on Amazon. I was like, they sell disk drives for all these machines. I'll just get one for like 20, 30 bucks.
Sure.
Oh, they don't have original Xbox drives. I'm like, okay, I'll go on eBay. They got to be like 10, 20 bucks. $80 sold. $95 sold. They're selling just the disk drives for $80 to $90. I don't know why.
Jeez.
So I'll
Yikes.
cut you a break. Not that. Not $80, $90,
Right.
obviously. I'll give you
Yeah.
one of mine. I'll cut you a break. But then you'll be all set.
Yeah, again, like I think for people that didn't see the stream, yeah, we were able to diagnose kind of what was going on with my old school childhood Xbox, and it was the disk drive busted and the power supply.
The
So
power supply, it sparked. I don't know if people saw that when they were watching the stream. It sparked on
it's
screen.
on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we put in the new power supply, worked beautifully, but then we started smelling burning. And I was like,
Which is
why?
the same smell that the power supply was putting off. So it's kind of hard to pinpoint. But then Perry was like,
Once I
wait, this.
took the drive out, because the drive wasn't opening, so I was like, all right, let's
Right.
see. The drive was so hot, and that's where the smell was coming from. The board in the drive, the daughter board or motherboard or whatever of the disk drive, one of those chips was overheating or something, and that's where that smell was coming out of. And then I look at the laser was all busted and broken. I was like, oh, well, you just need a new disk drive. I have those. And I didn't realize how much they go for, and I'm like, oh, shh. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool that we at least knew, like, where to start with that. And it wasn't like something that ended up becoming, us not knowing what was going on, because it's been years since we turned it on and we saw the old saves and stuff. And that was really cool. So, and then the other Xbox was, all good to go. We put everything in for the hacked Xbox, and we just didn't get done transferring all the games, which is fine. We pretty much got half the
Yeah,
library
we'll do
on
that
there.
next time. You bring it up,
Yeah.
and I'll just have it go.
Yeah, I checked it out the next day when I got home just to, see if everything was good. And I was just messing around. I went on Counter-Strike for a little bit, and someone joined, and then, I just kind of jumped off. But I was just testing it, and everything worked good. And the Xbox. So the only thing that I wanted to tell you on here is with the one thing that I tried. So when I went into the settings and turned on 1080i, when I try to do that and go in, and then you launch it into the other menu, like the main hack menu,
Yeah.
it says that it's too much for the dashboard to handle. So it has to turn it off. And I was like, okay. And then I just clicked okay. But then I had to go back in and then turn it off in the main menu. So I don't know if it's too much for that dashboard
Wait, what? What happened?
Yeah, it was a message that says oh, the dashboard can't handle 1080. It says something about when you're on the hack dashboard.
Yeah. Nah, you can ignore that.
Okay, but the thing is when it did that, it cut my screen to black, and then I had to turn it back on, and then to
Alright.
turn it off.
Then leave it alone.
So I don't know.
Leave it alone.
Yeah, I mean, I have to obviously plug it in. It does the flickering on my Sony, but I was thinking that because I was playing it on my Vizio, which was my alternate TV that I just had laying around, and so I was playing it on that with no problems, obviously. But I was thinking I could try to hook it into the HDMI splitter, because that might be able to go around the handshake problem with the TV. And I was like, you know what? I just got a brand new splitter.
I
didn't
tried
try
that
it
with
yet.
my newer splitter, and it made it worse.
Okay.
I
Well, I
couldn't
mean,
even
I
get
was
the main menu, and then when I unhooked that splitter, I got the main menu. But then when I play game flickers,
yeah. So I don't know. I was gonna try it on my end as well, just for shits and giggles.
just
But
gonna have to go out and buy a new OLED. That's it. That's secure.
yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Sony and their shitty handshakes.
Yeah, I mean, I did the same thing on the Porta Drive,
Yep.
years ago. So it's just expected at this point. So, but yeah, even when I had it on the Vizio TV, is when it said that weird error, and then it like stopped. It kept pretty much, making me want to turn off the 1080i. So I don't know what that is about. Like, hopefully that message doesn't come up
You know
again.
what
But
it
when
is?
it did,
Only like 5 games support 1080i, and that Rocky 5 dickhead, he's like all these other guys, like, oh, turn that off. You don't need it. It's only 5 games. Right, but I still want it on.
yeah, if you want it on, like it's an option
So
in the actual
his
console
software
settings.
like is like, oh, you don't need this on. It's like, no, give me the choice, dick face. Okay.
Yeah, because what it says is that, oh, we're gonna
When you
turn it
clean
off
up your
for
horse
you.
cocky Rocky 5, I don't say anything about it, right?
Cleaning up the cocky.
Well, that's the thing. It says that, like, because when it says that message, it turns it off automatically for you. It's like, oh, we're gonna turn this off for. That's what it says. So
Yeah,
I'm like,
because he's
well,
a
like, I
dick. That's
can't.
why.
Yeah, so that happened, but other than that, it was fine. And again, I had plugged it into my Vizio, so like I can always plug it into that or my other monitors if we play. I'm not really too worried about it. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Watch the well with your whole family, Anthony. Nothing bad happens, says the alchemist.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably not gonna happen, but
It's cool seeing your old saves brought back childhood memories for sure. Yeah, we have to transfer those. I can
yeah,
back his
and,
saves up on the computer and email them to him.
yeah, and the fact that he can put that on the new machine or the updated mod machine that we did, because that one was actually older, and we were able to put all those fans in there, and it's so quiet, and everything. Yeah, everything worked. I think I got home
We
at like
recapped your system as
5:30.
well. Horribly,
Yeah.
but we recapped it.
No, it worked. I'm happy that was the only wall we hit. It wasn't even a wall. It was just like, all right, let's just do it like this. And I appreciate you gathering the other parts of the other machines, trying to figure out what is what. I know that was a lot to kind of go through, but we did find your old hard drive with RAW 2, and that was hilarious.
Okay,
I don't know
so
if anybody saw that,
It was
but that was
worth every
fucking.
moment.
I went back and rewatched the like us cracking up.
I found the Titantrons. Just the videos that I
Oh my
made.
god.
That is so cool.
Dreadpool's in the house. What's going on?
What's
up,
up?
guys?
Doctor Who, Gas Man. Whoa. What the hell are you talking about? What is going on, Dreadpool? So that system that we found, where I said the port was broken, that was my original console from 2002.
Oh, okay. So,
I
so you
had
put the
put-
pieces together. That was
I
like the
had
one.
put that because I had the system painted white and I cleared the jewel out, so it was a white
Yeah.
Xbox with a clear jewel.
That's
That
cool.
case got messed up when we moved. The paint started peeling off and everything, so I got rid of it. So I when I put these other cases, these other clear cases that I have, I took the GameStop machines out of there and put it in the clear cases. I must have put my original board in that case because remember I was like, how is this hard modded? Like this,
Yeah.
the BIOS were flashed. I'm like, I don't remember flashing the BIOS on these GameStop one. It's because that's the original motherboard from 2002.
And you put in a 200 gig hard drive.
Because I remember
that
the
at the
third
time.
port, I broke the third port by accident when I was soldering something.
Oh,
And I
okay.
ordered a new daughter board, and it should be here in a couple of days, and that's going to be ready to rock and roll again. I don't know what I'll do with that
That's
one.
kind of cool that ended up being like something else that kind of came from the whole project. It's like you found your old Xbox. It's like the revival of the Xbox now. It's like the Xbox army.
Yeah, no. Now,
It's funny.
It
It was fun though.
You guys both played a Nintendo product that you never played before the other night.
We did.
I'll leave
Oh,
that
yeah.
to you. While my back hurts.
So we've been cleaning out Perry's basement or whatever, and we were back there, and he pulled out the Virtual Boy. And he was like, "Do you guys want to play it finally?" And we're like, "Hell yeah!"
I thought
So
you
we finally-
guys played it. You guys never played it, you told me.
I never played it before yet. 2 days ago or whatever we hung
Eli
out. a
has
couple
all my
days ago.
games, but I only have Mario Tennis left.
I've only seen AVGN's video back in the day, and that's how I knew about it. And I saw that, and I saw the games that he covered on there, but I never actually played it. And that was actually wild. That like how the controller is part of the power cable, so you have to plug it into the wall, and it goes back to the controller, and that the power button is on the controller, and it was actually really cool to see because it still looked great. It was in great shape, and obviously the graphics are red and black, but it actually looked pretty good. For like,
Sprites are still nice looking. Like it's not.
yeah,
It's not like the graphics are bad. It's just no color. But
and I could see how that can kind of strain your eyes after a little bit, So like for something like that, I understand like only playing that for so long. Even when I was a kid and I would play, Game Boy Advance, and that screen would be so dim, and it would just be like that's probably why I have shitty eyes. Between that and like playing on a 12-inch CRT for most of my life when I was growing up, that's probably why I have shitty vision. But yeah, it's kind of like it has that like 3D effect, So with tennis, obviously you have the ball coming at you and stuff, and it was really responsive though, and it was actually kind of crazy because you did kind of get that effect like something was flying at you, and again, it was just the one game, but it was still really cool to finally see and play, and to kind of see the early days of of headsets, because now it's like now everything's like on this, but it's like that was back in the day when they were taking this concept and trying something different with it, and that's like old Nintendo for you when they were really trying to push what can be done, and I think that's kind of like a snapshot of that time. And that was really cool. So being able to play that and just kind of play something that I never was able to experience was really cool. And I wasn't around for, obviously. So, that was pretty cool.
the 3D effect is definitely lost on the ROMs because I played it on an emulator before, but it's
Yeah.
not the same as when you play it for real. So
No,
I'd recommend to
yeah.
everybody, if you get a chance to check one out, definitely do so.
Yeah, that was really cool to hook up and kind of just see that. And, also the controller was very like, very simple, but it's very weird for a Nintendo controller. I felt like it was just like an odd little shape, but obviously it's very easy. It's just like a few buttons you have to know for the games. But again, it's very unique, and that's why I think it's a cool for what it was, for the time. They really were trying to do something different. And I know that there was a way apparently, to attach, I guess, multiple Virtual Boys together, or that was supposed to be a thing. I don't know if that ever happened because it wasn't, so you can actually play with each other like through the link cable or something, but that never
I don't
happened.
remember if the link cable was out or if it didn't come out. I don't remember how that all worked.
Yeah, because that's, again, it's just a cool, snapshot. It goes for a lot of money as well. So that's why I also know like I'll probably never see that thing again unless it's in, unless it's Perry's, that he brings out. But that's cool because again, it's nothing short of what they were doing back then of trying to push things in a virtual sense, and now it's like virtual reality is like pretty standard now. So it's just kind of cool to see that, and that was 30 years ago at this point. So pretty wild.
I don't know how the hell your friend played that in the car, but
Yeah, I honestly that would I could barely play
in the backseat of a 1989 Pontiac Firebird driving down to Florida. In the back seat, curled up.
Yeah, I mean that's.
And he's got this thing like this, and I'm holding the Nomad, like whatever. Like I'm
I
good.
couldn't even do it sitting there. I was like, whoa, like crazy.
Sorry,
Yeah,
still
we
busy working. Don't apologize, man. It's cool. He's listening.
Yeah, if we have it propped up on like a table or something next time, it's probably easier to like sit down in front of, but you have to have it like on that like tripod thing, and it feels like it's gonna fall off, But it was cool. Like it was just cool to see and check out. Even Mario Tennis was pretty fun on there. So
One day I will buy one if I hit the lottery or something. I don't know, but that's the only
We
Nintendo
gotta buy the
console I
EverDrive
have.
now because Eli took all my games.
is there a way to hack those things? Or no?
Oh yeah, you can consoleize that thing too.
Damn.
I have a broken one. Just the other Frank has it right now.
Oh, okay.
And I will take that. They make new
And figure
lenses
out
now that
how
you
to
can
do
buy.
it.
I just saw it today. You can buy
That's
the new
cool.
lenses to put in there, and then you're ready to rock and roll.
Oh, damn.
What these homebrew and retro guys have been doing the last 10 years has been incredible for these machines. They're breathing in new life for these old machines, and I love it. So shout
Yeah,
out to
especially if you
everybody
still
in the
have it
community.
around. Like if you still have something like that around and you just want to have everything, at your disposal,
Well, they made
or
a
being able to hack
consolizer
it.
because the lenses do go out, and
Oh,
there were
okay.
no replacements for years until now. Now there's replacements, but
So it would just burn out and you would see nothing through it,
yeah, you would see
basically.
nothing through, or the ribbon that was in there would go bad, and you have to open it and change the ribbon. They
Oh
make them
shit.
now where the board is connected to the lens, so there's no ribbons. Like these new replacements that these homebrew guys are making.
That's cool
Um,
though.
that is cool. But before these came out, they made consolizers so you could take it out of the headset, put it into an HDMI board or whatever,
Oh
and then
shit,
you
and
could
just
plug
plug
it
it
on the
in.
TV and play it with the Super Nintendo controller.
That is cool.
Would it still come up as the 2 or would it be 1?
Probably just be one screen,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. I
it's
mean, that
nice.
just comes to show that there's a community of people that care about, having some kind of put some love into it, and try to, push it to something else that they haven't done before, like replacing, something like that years ago that might not have been that easy. And that was before it got really, expensive or had like a fan base that was, that wanted it. 1 second.
Yeah,
Only 22 games for the Virtual Boy.
I had a
So.
stack of them, and this guy took them. I know
Well,
he
then
took them.
he's got to give you the
He was the
EverDrive.
only guy that slept over the house, and they were gone.
I
Yeah,
don't
Joe's
know.
got some explaining to do over here.
I have that sub game or whatever. I think I gave you a copy. Some guy at the flea market had them like sealed. And then I have another one. I forget. I think I have Wario. I got a Dragons then. But I have no
Eli,
system. So
show yourself.
hey, if I find my Wario, I'll bring it over and we could try it. Because you have
I
the
had the
system.
game, but this guy took it. I have a
Oh.
video showing the stack of games. And they are gone. They were with the machine. And they are gone.
Well,
I
that
ripped
sucks.
this whole house apart. They're not here. I'm thinking because he slept over one night, he probably took them and was like, he won't notice. I noticed. Oh, I noticed.
Oh my gosh. This is like an ongoing legend.
Well, I'll see him in the ring then.
He's gonna, yeah, you have to fight
Show
him. I don't know.
Yourself. There he is.
All right, I'm back.
He's back.
All right. So, Anthony, the Sony guy, you didn't see this because you weren't here last night. The Sony guy. The Xbox lawyer came out and said, I got a contract in my pocket. He has video of this. I got the contract. I carry it with me. Whenever they're ready to make this deal, I'm ready to sit down and let them sign it.
Wow.
So he called them out in Brussels on their home turf.
Well, it seems like, again, this is always developing every week, it seems. So it's just like a matter of time of like, okay, when is this chess game going to
Oh, well, did you
come to an end?
Frank didn't tell you now. We talked about this. All the companies met in Brussels yesterday with Sony.
It was like the Avengers. Bobby
Nintendo
Kotick,
signed
Phil
a-
Spencer.
Nintendo
all
signed
them.
a 10-year deal. Nvidia signed a 10-year deal. 10 cents on board. And they all told everybody there, they're like, we're all on board with this deal.
So it's like all the pieces have been moved. Now it's time for them to checkmate Sony. And get this fucking...
Jim Ryan spoke for 30 minutes and basically said, yeah, I'm not taking the deal. So basically, everything the guy said that they were going to do was the opposite.
He just pretty much he went back on it, basically. He went back on his word.
Well, he didn't go back on his word. He just said that this would hurt the industry, and everyone's like, we're all ready to go. We're all signed up.
But he's doubling down. He's just saying, yeah, I'm not going to...
Yeah, because this has nothing to do with Call of Duty. This has to do with just killing the deal. So, he's claiming it's about Call of Duty, but it's not. And they're losing the rights to Call of Duty next year. So
They have less than 1 year left of
not a
contract.
good deal.
I think you're right though that it's coming down from Japan because nobody would be this stubborn.
Japan
unless
doesn't want to work with anybody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's kind of like them just being the immature kid in this situation. You know what I mean? It's like everyone's trying to play, you know, trying to play nice or trying to, make a deal. And again, like you said, it's not really just about Call of Duty. It's clearly them just trying to kind of go down in the old school way of like, okay, we're not gonna budge. We're gonna keep this the same.
Right.
We're gonna keep doing. We're gonna make our stance here. But it's like you guys haven't been doing, a good job at trying to keep this thing.
And they showed them off
alive
in
and well.
Brussels because they were all in Brussels yesterday. Their home turf. And everyone's signing the deal saying, yeah, we all agree. They're all in the room together.
Yeah.
We agree. And Sony's like, yeah, fuck you. And they walk out. Screw you guys. I'm going home. That's what he did. Nintendo, Nvidia, Valve, and Tencent are all for the deal now. Yep.
I heard after Jim Ryan spoke, Bobby Kotick was like, "You mother!" And they had to pull him back and keep him from.
It's like, what the fuck? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just it's a shame that they're like acting like it's that like it's the old school way. They're like, oh no, we're just gonna keep our place and not make a move here. It's like, come on,
Well,
man.
they burnt their bridges with every single one of those companies yesterday. So this is do or die for Sony. I mean, this is it.
Yeah, it's like you showed them your true colors. Everyone else.
Well,
at
if the
that
deal
point.
doesn't go through, who's going to work with you? If the deal does go through, who's going to work with you?
Right.
And then
the deal
PlayStation
goes
eventually will
through-
fade away.
If the deal goes through and they don't sign that deal,
They're
that's
fucked.
gonna
They
be
lose Call of Duty. They
really
lose the
bad.
rights.
Yeah, that's going to be atrocious.
I mean, this isn't about Call of Duty, but Call of Duty will be a factor eventually.
Yeah, well.
So, Bobby found a cow for Jim Ryan.
This
So
is
they
not
just
good.
set for the PlayStation for death. Yeah, they did. You guys remember when Sony announces the PlayStation's finished. You will know why. You'll remember this one day. You remember.
Be
It was
like
all
when
because of
they
that,
show their true colors.
that Activision deal that they jumped into. They could have just been innocent bystanders minding their own business, and they jumped right in front of traffic, man. It's like, what are you guys doing?
Not to
Sony
mention
screwed
that.
Sony. There you go. If after all this, Jim Ryan, unlike himself, Bobby Kotick, yeah, unlifes himself. I see what you're saying. I'm surprised Bobby Kotick didn't run like the Joker and pull that big gun out and shit.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But also too,
You can't throw me in jail. I have money.
just pays them off. So this is all going
How
on.
much
Plus,
you all want in this room not to report this murder?
they're like, "Sir, this is the CMA. We can't accept that bribe."
I have $150,000 in my pocket.
I didn't see anything. Did you see anything? Nope. That's so weird. He just dropped like that.
I think
But yeah,
he had a
this
heart
is all.
attack.
This is all happening, and not to mention, it looks like they're gonna lose their ass on that
He was so
VR.
happy with that deal, he jumped out the window.
We all tried to stop him, but we couldn't.
What happened with the VR now?
No, it just doesn't seem to be. I mean, it just came out, but it's so far. It's still you could still like buy it. It's not sold out. It's not. I don't think a lot of people are gonna bite on it for that
No one's
price.
gonna buy it, but
And
I will
they're
say
gonna
the
lose their
marketing
ass
for
on
that
it.
was fantastic with Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, the Ozzy
Yes.
Osbourne ad was really good. I'll
That
give
was
him that.
really good.
We were
Everyone should
cracking
check
up at
that
that.
out.
It's really good if he's
Yeah.
buying me one. I mean, you know.
I'm happy we
$600.
watched that for the first time together because that made it even more funny.
Yeah.
Who the hell are the game complainers?
Yeah.
Oh,
What do
be
they
quiet. He doesn't watch this.
Okay, you say that so you get a headset in the mail from Ozzy.
Yeah. I'm gonna send it from Sharon.
He's gonna send it
yeah,
to the wrong house.
Yeah, I thought this was Sharon. No, I'm happy that that they had that ad because and they also had to have it him playing Horizon, not something cool like Resident Evil
he's
because they're like
doing
we got to
exact-
sell this Horizon. You
He's
know,
doing exactly what everyone who plays Horizon does. What the fuck am I doing? What is this game? How am I playing this?
Oh, the dragon.
This game fucking sucks, Sharon.
Yeah. That was the outtake. Is just him like shit talking the game. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know. It's weird, right? It's like they're trying to sell that because they knew if they did like Village already sold, so they got to throw a game in there that obviously they're trying to sell, which is the specific VR Horizon game, which I guess they're just relying on people
They
that
threw it in
previously
there
played
because that's
Horizon.
the most expensive bundle they sell. That's why they threw it in the commercial.
Yeah,
They want people
and they're
to
trying
buy
to get
that
people
bundle.
into it, because someone might be playing VR that didn't play the first two, so they want to try to get you into the Horizon series that they're trying to
RWK
continue,
with
I
a
guess.
$4.99 super chat. May fall asleep. Enjoy, y'all. Thank you so much. Happy
Thanks, man.
birthday, Aunt. Glad your wife got you the camera. Didn't you get something from your girlfriend, though?
this guy.
That's the ongoing joke now. Thank you, RWK. I appreciate that.
Thank you for the super chat,
Thank-
buddy.
yes,
Take
thank
care.
you.
Thank you for listening. Thanks for hanging out. What if Sony says that tomorrow? Says what? They cut pre-orders and expectations before it's shipped.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I know
on the
they
site
did.
now, and you could
Because they
still.
thought that the little lapdogs that want to pay $130 for $150 for one game were going to say, "Oh, I'll buy it," and they didn't buy it.
They're all
This-
still available.
Because these
regular
Sony guys
ones-
don't know how to use SonyDirect.com. That's why.
Yeah, it's like they're not sold out, right? They're all still there.
I just added that you could add them all to cart, and underneath it, bigger than the VR itself, there's a big ass ad for financing. Get 0% APR.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Buy
because
now,
I know
pay
their
later.
fucking fanboys can't afford a credit card, so they're gonna.
You can set up right
finance.
here.
I just don't understand because it's not even like the PSVR 1 was sold out. Because I worked at Best Buy back
Because
then
the
too, and it
PSVR
was like
$299.
they had the Sony guy
$249.
coming in, and the one dude was there setting up the demonstration. That was the first time I think I checked it out, was because there was a demo there, and he had the old PS4 2013 model set up because that's what was out at the time, and it just didn't sell. Like they tried to send people to the stores and stuff because this guy would go to GameStop, Best Buy, Walmart. Like they would just send him out, in different regions of the market to try to demonstrate this thing. And you could tell even then it wasn't really catching on. You know what I mean? They'd have it out on the table and like the bundles. Yeah, right. That's what he needs for that ad. But yeah, no. It just didn't catch on, and it's the same thing. Like back then, like it was still high priced for a VR unit, but it just didn't have the games. And I don't really think that they can rely on, Horizon, Village VR, and Resident Evil 4 VR,
which is in development right now. They claim today.
Yes, so they did claim it's in development. So it's not going to be at launch, but probably later. But like, is that going to be worth it? Like I
Not $500.
not close to that price range, and the game library is
because they thought that their little fanboy guys on Twitter were going to run out and buy it like little schoolgirls. Half these guys can't afford their fucking rent. They're going to go out and buy that? Come on. I don't think Sony gets it. A lot of these PlayStation guys, their girlfriends and their wives buy them the systems. A lot of these guys don't have jobs. They're all fucking flat broke.
Well, it shows because ain't nobody buying
buy me the
this
PlayStation, baby. Buy me the PlayStation, baby.
This VR, it will talk to you.
Buy me the PlayStation. Oh, I want a PS5, baby. Baby, give me the PS5, baby. It's Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah, I know. It says this VR will talk to you.
This VR, it will talk to you.
Now, if this thing was like $299, I would probably want to get one.
If it
'cause
was
that's not bad,
$299, $349, I'd be like, okay.
yeah, that's reasonable. I probably would have picked one up because I really do want the unit, but I'm not paying.
Should have been $299
$500
without the game and $349 with the game. Okay,
Yes.
baby.
that
had to
still would
buy
have been
from me.
cheaper than what like what this is going for, right? Because this starts at $399, used to be $299. If they had it at like $350, that'd been like,
Sweet
all
spot.
right,
Sugar
now we're
Mama's
kind of
buying for
talking
them.
a little bit.
But see, that thing you
But
don't
even
need
then,
a console. This
Right.
thing you need to buy a $500 console just to operate.
That's true.
It. It's like
That's
that's
true.
crazy to charge
This
that
all you
much.
need is this alone. You know what I
Right.
mean? And it's like you're you're rocking with some pretty cool stuff, and you can jailbreak it, and you can put mods on it, and you could, this is cool if you get into it a little bit more. If you don't, then you're kind of, you have a couple options, but I think it's still just like, yeah, you have to put out all that money. You still have to get the controllers. You still have to get, a charging kit or cables or something. You need your games to play that aren't VR games on top of that. So,
and the VR games, they have an upgrade, all right, some of them, but you have to pay for the upgrade. Oh,
I guess I'll never play Moss.
Yeah, the only thing I think is free that is confirmed is like Village. Like that update's free.
Right, but that's an actual game. That's not a PS4 game going into a VR game.
Oh, that's true. Oh, you mean like backwards compatible games?
Yes, you have to pay for them.
Okay.
You have to pay for the PSVR 2 upgrade. None of them are free. Maybe there's one that's free, maybe there's not. But I heard you got to pay for them all.
Even like RE7?
If there is an upgrade, you have to pay for it.
Okay.
I don't think 7 has an upgrade. It's not backwards compatible. Only if they put a patch out, then that game will work on the VR 2.
Yeah, like Star Trek.
And the patches that they have out there, you have to pay for.
Well, you would think Capcom would do one for 7 if Village is in VR as well,
Well, they're doing 4.
The 7 one. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. They'll probably put one out for 7 for the new VR 2, and then you'll have 7 Village, you'll have 7, 8, 4 remake.
If I were them, I would do it because they got nothing on there. You got Village.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though, right?
Village is the only game I would like to play, and I'm paying $600 for one fucking game. No way.
And the only ones that were like pretty cool with the first VR for PS4 was like Doom VR.
I'm not like these Sony guys, okay? If I want to buy a system for one game, I wait till there's more games, and I buy the system.
And we know it's going to drop. They cannot leave it at this price. It will not work. It has to drop. It's like
then
inevitable.
They'll gimp it. They'll remove some features, and then they'll get it down at the price point.
Probably.
Like
they just need to. They can't stick with just like, the handful. There was like a handful of games, that really were like okay. You had like Wolfenstein, Doom VR, RE7, until Dawn VR. Like stuff like that was pretty cool. But like that's what else is really on that library by the end of that cycle did was really mind blowing that wasn't already being done on the
VR
PC.
game for PSVR. I have that. I didn't even open it.
Yeah, so like
that was the game.
And I played the VR a fair amount to kind of just give it a fair shot. And the graphics were, shitty on it, obviously. Like it didn't have that I'm sure this one's gonna look a lot better. So I know it has that going for it. It's
I like how you don't need those move controllers. It comes with actual controllers.
Yeah, and it's not like it's like this where you get your two pieces for the hands and then that's it. And it's like it's not like a 1994 1995 console hookup where there's like a million wires and shit like that.
Just one wire. Which you can still yank the console out of the wall, that boat.
Well, yeah, I mean
drag that boat down the street.
It's not really like it's definitely not fun to go back and hook up the PSVR 1. Let's just say that, especially if you're trying to stream it.
You need that breakout box. You need all the cables.
You need the adapter for your PS5 to convert it, which you need to, get through Sony. And it's like I have all that in a bag, so like it's all
what a bunch of assholes
next to each other.
Just made those games backwards compatible for free.
Yeah, or put them on the service.
2 headsets in the house now because of that.
Wouldn't it be cool if they put, the PSVR games on the service or something like that, and then you just play them?
Oh, you just gave everyone an idea that they won't use.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, is that, like, you would just think that, oh, well, this is old shit, that no one is going to go back and unless, you really want to play them, so just put them on there, and I don't know. I think there's definitely a lack of communication with their audience, with how they want to roll out their service, and then also willingly pay that amount of money. I just not with what's announced. It's just not. I like VR, like it's cool, and I've definitely grown to like it over the years, but I'm not like running out and getting it day one and thinking this is going to be like completely mind blowing. Because I'm sure they looked at the Quest 2 and they were like, okay, we got to kind of emulate that, without a doubt. So not that that's a bad thing because there's always room for improvement, but I just don't think it's worth that price point. And Sony has to stop thinking it's 2006 and they can charge that much money. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
but
that's
the
what also
problem is
pisses me off.
their fans go on Twitter and say, "We'll pay all this money for it," and they ruin it for everybody else.
And then I guess they don't
Because
buy
they
it.
see that and they're like, "Yeah, you'll pay that? Okay, we're gonna raise the price."
Yeah, and that's where it becomes
And
like
they did, and everyone's still saying, PlayStation.
But that's where it becomes a
PlayStation.
like a miscommunication because it's like if they
shut up.
yeah, it's like if they just look at one source or like a couple people bitching online as like the main, like it's like I think they should look at it and be like, okay, we have this service that's almost a year old in June. We haven't done shit with that. Yeah, I was gonna say what actual service?
The only game I got to play was Stray.
Yeah, and I never signed up for it. To this day, I only played. That's why I never. Some people are like, "Did you ever, stream Director's Cut on PlayStation 5?" And I'm like, "No." Yeah, I just didn't sign up for it. I wouldn't even sign up for it to play that because why?
It's a waste of money.
Again, I understand it's a specific version. That like I was explaining to you, like it was like. Something they made where it was the DualShock with the original music, but you can use the analog sticks, stuff like that, with the rumble and stuff. But I just don't. I'm not gonna. I played Siphon Filter and stuff because those games I can get without signing up. I can just.
You already have.
I already bought. I already had them. Yeah.
All
so it was. It was. It was a very It was a very lazy rollout.
That's what he said. Pay for quality.
Yeah, it's a shitty rollout, and they never really, gave it the boost that it needed, and that's why they lost subscribers and stuff like that. And I mean, it's no surprise that Game Pass comes out on top here in comparison in terms of like subscriber base and benefits and perks and. Amount of backwards compatible to their library that they've refused to acknowledge. And I'm not talking about, we got like, 20 or maybe like.
That's okay. If I buy my PlayStation games on discount today, I got a whole other world PlayStation games on physical copies. They get physical copies, stick them up your ass. Fuck you.
And it's funny because a lot of people that would say that.
Take those fucking things. When you drop dead, you can't take them to heaven or hell. Or purgatory. You're gonna be like Mel Gibson, coming back like Ghost, just fucking standing there looking at all the copies of those games. Demi Moore's gonna come in and throw all those games out in the garbage. You're like, no, don't throw my games out. And she can't hear you. She's gonna say, take all this shit to the trash.
That's the thing. I don't. I think some people that are bitching about that also were buying, stuff on
digital,
the PS3
buddy.
store.
Everything's going digital. Get over it and get used to it. If you don't like it, learn to love it. That's what Ric Flair says. There you go.
Well, there's people that, they probably also bought digital stuff on the PS3 store,
Well, then they're little bitches. Jailbreak the console. Then you keep all your stuff forever. Back it up. I have to do work. Yeah, you got to do work, or else I don't want to hear bitching.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't happen by just letting everything not get backed up, or if something fails like a hard drive or something and you lose everything, so yeah, I mean it's a shitty way to kind of look at their back catalog because it's such a great history that they have, especially between PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 alone.
They don't care about that. They care about making money. Which is, if you want to make more money, put your stuff out there, but they don't want to do it.
Yeah, there shouldn't be a total
That's
of
what
like...
I'm saying. Like, they have this
15.
clash. It's got to be from Japan. They're having this clash where they don't want to listen to what we want. Okay? They're remaking all these games, and all these fucking idiots are like, ooh, I'll rebuy Last of Us for $150. No, shut up. It's because of people like you that we don't get all this other stuff. Because you're telling them, yeah, screw the old shit, I'll rebuy the same game 3 times for $150 fucking dollars.
Right.
They're listening to that because they see money. Ooh, $150? Okay.
Yep.
And then when the games come out for $70, well,
They just put it on
that.
sale.
Games used to be like that in 1998. It's like, but it's not 1998.
No, and the thing is they just put it on sale finally during the show. So this whole time since it was released in August, they didn't put that shit out.
Well, last was on
under
sale on Black Friday.
$75. What was it, Black Friday?
It was
but
$40
even then,
on Black Friday.
Even then, though,
that
that's
should have been debuted in the
way
service.
Too much, and that's way too much money. Like they should have said, "All right, we'll drop it to like 20," but no, because they're trying to get every last dollar because they know people will break it. They know people will break it.
The Last of Us 2 was on sale at Best Buy and Amazon for $9.99, and on the PlayStation Network store. The digital copy of the game was $9.99. That's not even in their service.
No,
the game's $10. Put it in the service already. You need that $10? You really need that $10?
And to be honest with you, they should have said, by the way, Last of Us premieres in January. It's on the service starting February or something. You know what I mean? Like do something like that where you made the money between August and now, and the show is, hot. Do what you got to do. But they didn't do it. They just put it on sale while delaying the PC version another week so they can also get those sales on PlayStation. So they can
delayed it by 3 weeks.
3 weeks? Okay, well then my mistake.
Now.
Yeah, so at that point they're trying to so they're keeping it on sale. They're trying to squeeze out as many PS5 copies as they can. And again, the show's bouncing off the walls, so you would think, all right, just put it out on everything at this point because PC people have never gotten this game. It's been 10 years. 10 years, Perry.
Listen to this. Imagine if it was in their service. And people were like, well, I just bought a PlayStation. Oh, it's in their service. It's $120 a year. All right, I'll buy the service and I'll get both games, right?
Yeah. You would think. But it's not. And then again, if they put like Uncharted on there,
they
like
were
all
like,
the other ones.
You know what? We'll sell the $500 console with the $10 game.
Yeah, it just it's ass backwards. It doesn't make sense. I just don't. And again, like when it's
so they delayed the PC port until after the series ends because they want more people to get pressured into just buying the console.
Yeah,
and it's like it's fucking money. Who cares?
It just went back on sale. It was on sale before Valentine's Day. Then it shot back up. Now it's back down again to like 50 or 40.
Yeah.
And it's still too much. It's still too much.
They didn't even release the PC version. It's like
no,
because they want you to go out and spend the $550 for the PlayStation and then buy the game.
It was supposed to come out when we hung out.
Why don't you just fucking release it on PC? People have a computer. They can play it. They don't need to go out and buy a system. But they're trying to pressure people to go out and buy the system.
So like, dude,
I know
this
exactly
came out,
what they're doing.
Right. This came out June 2013, and PC players have never played this game. It's been almost 10 years, and we're sitting here delaying this shit.
You have a rig and you heard nothing about this game, which is almost impossible, but you saw the HBO show, and you're like, wow, I want to play this. Is it on PC? Yeah, at the end of March. But you can buy a PlayStation today and play it. Well, the rich guy that's got the PC, he's going to go, you know what? I'll go to the store and buy a PlayStation. I want to play this game.
Yeah.
So they got him. So, it is what it is at this point.
And yeah, they put it on sale to make people think they're getting a deal when really it's like, dude, this shit should be $5 to $10. And that's, it should have just been an upgrade
for your 10.
Yeah, it should have been an upgrade for your if you had the remaster.
They're going to re-release 2 again, probably this summer. When season 2 starts for this, I guarantee you they'll re-release The Last of Us Part 2 on PS5.
Yeah, the next episode is going to be the DLC of the first game.
Right.
It's called Left Behind. So then there's only 2 more episodes left after that, and then, which the last episode I'm not going to talk about again, but I finally watched it and I was just like, fuck, I had some more problems with the last episode. It wasn't that bad, but I was just like, again, I was like, what the hell? But I'm still watching it and I'm still giving it a chance, to the end. And it's not like completely, a drag or anything like that.
I haven't watched it since like the 3rd or 4th episode.
The one thing that I can actually complain about that isn't a spoiler.
I don't remember. Yeah.
Well, the one is just like, I just feel like there's no infected in this show. Like,
No, because
they're
they
just
want to
not
focus on the
around.
drama of the fucking thing,
Right.
which is
And
going to
even
open you up for season 2. This is going to be like season 2 where
right.
it's not going to worry about the infected. The infected are the
It's just
background.
annoying because even in Walking Dead, which I know, like, it's pretty hated on nowadays, but even Walking Dead in its early seasons had a good combination of drama and dealing with the infected. This does even less than that because, and I can't explain other things that I want to go into, obviously, without territory that's spoilery, but that's just one of my main complaints. Like, even Callie looked at me, she's like, "Where is the infected, man?" Like, we're like, even in the game when you're out in the woods, yeah, there's not as many, but they're
Because they got to
around.
tell the little HBO story. That's why.
It's just annoying. Like, you gotta, like, the pacing to this show, in my opinion, has been very like wishy-washy with me. Like, I don't understand why it's doing what it's doing when there's been other shows that have had this, like, or movies with this post-apocalyptic feel,
Because
and it
Druckmann's
just
got to
feels
show Hollywood how good he is. That's why. So he's going to make everything streamlined. That's what he's doing. I mean, I don't know. You can clearly see what he's doing.
yeah, it's just like, I just think that the pacing is really weird. Like, again, there's stuff I like about it, there's stuff I don't like. That's why I'm kind of reserving a full review or something that I'll probably, compile when it's done. So 3 more episodes, but yeah, he wants to just he wants to be Hollywood guy over there, and you can tell where the other writer kind of comes in and changes stuff, and they change certain things. Like, I don't know, there's just some things that they did, especially in the last episode. I was like, damn, they did that like that. That's just, they did it like that. That's kind of weird. And then, it's just little things. It's just little things here and there, and also the infected not really being around. Like, I feel like I'm not watching. Like, we've probably dealt with more, you know, uh, actual, like, human like combat, like hand-to-hand combat, gun combat and stuff, than actual infected so far in the show. Like, it's always been raiders or someone coming to the town or this and that, and over, like, the infected. Yeah, and they show the clickers, like, that's one thing that they kind of tried to show you in the beginning, and then they just kind of, like, fizzled out, and you're just kind of like, I don't know. Like, they got to keep it, like, punchy, and it's not as punchy as, like, you would think.
No, he's walking the line. So people in
Yeah.
Hollywood will look at him and be like, "Yeah, we'll use this guy for movies now." He'll
And
live
yeah,
his
they
dream,
already
take off, and that's it. Naughty Dog will.
right. And they're already, stroking him because they signed season 2, right? So he's already getting that love that he wanted. So he's getting what he wanted, yeah, and he's making the money. So, but again, I'll talk about it when it's done, and all you guys have seen it, and we'll talk about it on here probably, because it's, it is a video game adaptation, and it definitely is a better one than we've gotten for sure in recent years, but doesn't mean it comes without flaws so far. But that will be to be continued, I guess, whenever you guys see it.
All right. What's the next story going on here?
Let's see. Talked about the big boy. We talked about RE4 remake, VRs in development. Oh, there's a new Xbox controller coming out that got leaked. The Velocity Green. Did you see that?
Oh wow, I didn't see the color. I
Really?
knew there was a controller coming up, but I didn't know what
Oh
color.
shit!
It looks like green screen color from what I saw. It's like a very blurry image, but
It's Xbox
apparently
Green,
that's
or is it
coming out.
like lighter?
It's like, I don't know. It's like my PC, like lime green kind of,
okay.
but not quite like yellow. It's like, I don't know. It's in between. So that happened. Minecraft is getting Mega Man X DLC for some reason. I don't even know how that's possible. Yeah, like who thought that
They
that
just made a
was-
deal with Capcom, like, yo, by the way, let's do this DLC.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't have
I
Resident
saw
Evil
something like
Minecraft.
that. Yeah, it was some because I saw Capcom put out like a newsletter, and that was like in it, and I was like, wait, what? I had to like double read it. I was like, wait, what? What
I
is
have to
happening?
Very
tell-
surprised to see that.
I have to tell Mario. So it's green inside the Xbox globe.
Let me see if I can find a picture of it real quick. Hang on. It's called. What did I
I
say?
didn't
It was
even see a
called
picture.
Velocity Green Xbox controller. So this is allegedly what it's gonna look like, because it was like blurred out a little bit. But here, I'll send it to you guys. It's just like light green, like almost like a green screen type color, like that
Okay.
exact color. But here, I'll send it to you guys anyway. So that's a mock-up someone did of it. You guys can see that.
That's a
Oh
mock-up.
wow.
Yeah, so like the real one, I'll send you guys the real one too. It's all blurred, and they
Send me
put
the
like the
fucking
guys,
real one. I want no mock-up bullshit.
like Twitter account all over it.
That's okay.
There you go.
Are you fucking kidding me?
It's
Redemption.
like why?
So
It's a
it's basically
controller.
like that yellowish green that's out, the electric green.
Yeah, it's like a little darker
It's
than
like that,
that.
but it's just darker green.
Yeah, it's nothing like super special, but I
Yeah,
wish I
okay.
had that when I built my computer, like
When's that
the
coming
old
out?
computer. This says February 28th, but I
Yeah,
don't
we're
know
gonna
if that's
grab that for my
true.
birthday.
Yeah, if I mean they gotta announce it soon, then I guess, right? I mean, I don't know, but we'll see.
That's cool though.
That's funny.
Yep.
There you go. There's Dreadpool's. I didn't know that was gonna show on screen. His
What
estimated
happened?
revenue was 22 cents.
Oh no.
You're getting there, Dread. I remember those days. Um. All right, Jamie. On take care, man. Have a good one. Stay safe
We'll
out
see
there.
you.
Um. You know what? I'll put the mock-up on here.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it
that's why
doesn't.
I
It
wasn't.
looks darker though than the mock-up.
Yeah, it's not a very good interpretation of it, but
You know what? Fuck that guy. I'm not giving him any credit. Screw him. He didn't upload the photo because
no,
the
that's why I'm.
mock-up has the buttons as white, but the buttons aren't white. They're green.
Yeah, when it comes, it'll get announced soon, and we could show it. I didn't want to put that guy's name up there or whatever.
Yeah, you know what? He didn't even show the controller. He just. Why are you putting your name all over if you don't even show it?
That's
Stupid.
what I.
Stupid.
It's just a controller. It's not like it's the end of the world
Not
if
like
we
you're
find
showing
out it's
tits or
coming out.
something, man. It's just a freaking
Yeah,
remote. I could paint this thing
what's
green right now.
what's the big secret? Like, oh, can't see that.
Here's my name where Microsoft can sue me, but still you can't see the controller. All right.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you just upload the photo and not put anybody's name on it? Like, remember when the series controller got leaked? Because
well,
Target, there was
yeah,
like a riot or something, and they stole them from Target. Target had them
yeah,
like
that's
six
right.
months early. They were selling them on the streets. That was crazy. That Target had them 6 months early.
Yeah, they were just sitting in the back, and people
Sitting in the
stole them.
back, yep.
Oh.
All right, what else you got?
That's pretty much the main bulk of it. The Xbox thing was really the big thing. We pretty
Thunderous
much covered
Productions,
that.
what's up, buddy? How you doing?
Let
What's up,
me
man?
check some sites and let me see what
Go to
else. Just in
Xbox.com,
case.
pushsquare.com.
What?
Where else is he checking?
Did we talk about the insignia list that's coming out? I know.
No, go ahead. Do you have the list? Who's got the list?
I can pull it up real quick
Yeah, I
if
was
you
gonna
want.
say we were hanging out, and it was funny because Perry was grabbing something for the consoles real quick, and then Frank was like, "Oh shit!" They tweeted it out like I think it was like an hour before we checked or something like that, or a few hours ago. That same day we were hanging out, which is funny because we were talking like, "Oh, I wonder when that new list is gonna come out."
Yep.
Um,
So March 3rd, there will be Rainbow Six 3, Room Zoom, Race for Impact, Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow,
let's
Marvel Ultimate Alliance, Thousand Land, and then Prince of Persia Warrior Within is getting leaderboard support.
So
So
we could
not a
play
bad
those
list.
on Xbox Live, on the OG Xbox. There you
Marvel
go.
Ultimate Alliance will be awesome. Like that's probably the highlight of that list. I also like Rainbow Six 3, and that Splinter Cell co-op is awesome. That was like one of the best things that they kind of did with that, and I never got a chance to play it. So
Right.
like for me, I was like, oh man, like that is just so fucking cool. And that week I'll get the rest of those games transferred because that's the week we're hanging out. So
Yep.
it'll be cool to check that out. And the list continues, right? They're doing a really good job of keeping people updated with everything. So
Yeah, they're actually adding some decent stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
February's was good. March is looking good. So definitely worth having the console to do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put those games on it tomorrow or something this week. Get ready.
Yeah, it's funny. I think I actually have two. Well, I have Rainbow Six 3 and Splinter Cell. I actually own, with Pandora's Tomorrow. I still have, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's nice.
Hmm.
Yeah, just the same stuff. The 10-year deal, man. Everybody took the deal except for Sony.
Except for Sony.
deal.
Yep. They all took the deal.
Oh, so, just so you know, Anthony.
Yeah.
The original writer for Gears of War 2 and the co-director, Joshua Ortega, has returned to the franchise.
Oh shit.
So he will be helping write the new Gears of War game.
Well, that's actually great news because I love Gears 2. That's probably like my favorite. So
Maybe they're going for that little vibe.
I am all in, and hopefully he's been involved for a little bit, and this is the first we're hearing about it because I want that game to come out sooner than later. But of course,
they just announced last month that they were working on the game, and this month he was hired. So there you go.
Okay, yeah,
So
they probably have a bunch of they probably have a bunch of things they want to implement here because this would be technically the end of the third trilogy, right? So this is going to be wrapping up what they've been setting up in 4 and 5. So hopefully it's something that is, very, very much just, refreshing, but also what the coalition has been doing. So I don't know. I'm really stoked to see it, and I liked Gears 5 again. So I know some people don't like it. Some people, I think that's a great game. And I can't wait to see what's going on. Again, it takes a little bit to see the games come out, but I like the fact that it's not something that comes out every single year. They got a little happy with the Gears Tactics and the Gears Pop, like all that crap. So they had a little bit of stuff coming out that was kind of weird. But it's just not my thing. Like, I'm not into strat games, so if you like Gears Tactics, that's fine. I mean, it's on Game Pass. So all of it's on Game Pass. Anyway,
I really don't know what they were thinking with those games. I mean, I get it; they were for PC players at first, then they brought it over. But
it's just weird, right? It's like I just don't. It just seemed very out of like left field. I mean, like even Halo Wars back in the day was kind of like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing?
Halo Wars, that's the storyline for Infinite. Like the Ash Rum character, he's from Halo Wars.
Yeah. So yeah, they still made it canon, and I'm sure they did the same thing with Tactics, where they set it before the first game, and you actually see Gabriel Diaz, who that's like Kate's father. So you actually see that in Tactics. So like they did stuff like that. That's pretty cool. But like again, it's just like it's not my cup of tea. Like I'd rather just watch the cutscenes to kind of get the lore than play that whole strat game stuff. I'm just not into that.
Right.
But I see where they're going with it. But again, taking a break from that because that was in 2020. So it's been, obviously they've been probably just trying to figure out what to do with Gear 6. And yeah, I'm really stoked to see what's next and just to have another feather in the Xbox hat because we need some more.
If you guys like horror games like Resident Evil, I know a lot of people for whatever reason buy Resident Evil only on PlayStation because they think it's tradition. Like, who cares? That's stupid, okay?
It's always been on everything since day one.
Get an Xbox and play Gears of War. Get a PC, play Gears of War. Play Gears of War. It's a great fucking game. If you like survival horror and horror games, you'll love it. It's right up your alley.
And that's the thing too. And part of the perspective.
Resident Evil 6 stole the fucking waypoint from Gears of War. You know what I mean?
Which is funny because Gears of War, pretty much took the RE4 camera and because that revolutionized a lot of things, and they applied that with a cover system. You know what I mean? So it's kind of funny how it comes around. It's like one was kind of everyone is imitating RE4 at a time, but the way they made the camera positioned in that over the shoulder was really cool. And then the whole cover system was just really smooth. And now if you play Gears 1 Ultimate, which is, the best version of Gears 1, obviously, that plays probably as smooth as you can get it, because that came out in 2015 and then Gears 4 came out in 2016. So you have that, like, they definitely took it and modernized it as much as they could. And it's probably easier to play that. But yeah, the Coalition, they're handling it very well. I can't complain. Like you said, they're just set out to make Gears.
But they understand what Gears is. Like 343 was made just to build Halo, and 343 doesn't understand Halo.
They lost the identity, where Gears was like, okay, let's try to just have another story that's very similar, but we're still gonna keep it like.
Well, they kept a lot of the people from Epic that worked on Gears,
right?
And that's why it's top notch. Gears is always top notch, man. I mean, they hold the banner. I don't think, besides Judgment, you could throw that away. I don't think they made a bad game. A bad Gears game. I think they've all been solid in their own way. There are weaker titles for sure, but
yeah, exactly. I think they have
pretty solid though for the most part.
Yeah, they have a pretty decent, track record. Obviously, like, some Gears were better than others. Obviously, everyone has their favorites, but they're doing what they're set out to do. So it's not anything, as long as they don't completely mess it up with 6. I think 5 was at least a good indication of, like, even the gameplay of, like, how smooth it was and how it ran on the Series X. Like, that's where it needs to be.
Right.
So
343 fumbled Halo. Yeah, well, we'll see.
Yeah, it wasn't really a. It wasn't really
fumbled when it came out, but after it came out and everyone played it a million times, you kind of need content to keep it alive, and they didn't do that.
Yeah, I think if anything, they fumbled to keep people's attention.
Yep.
They didn't keep people
Halo
in.
Infinite is a good game, but the problem is, like, when you beat it, that's it.
Right.
And they lied to everybody. They said they were working on that storyline DLC. We found out about a month ago that they never worked on it.
Yeah, and the campaign is good for a Game Pass subscription, thing to play through once, and then you're kind of done. Like, that's why it kind of serves its purpose there, because that's what it's been kind of reduced to at this point, where it's just like it's just something where, like, the other Halos had more of, like, a replay value to go back, and they tried to do that with the co-op, but it was kind of like too little too late with that. And then to top it all off, there was lack of multiplayer stuff, and they didn't keep people in, even though the multiplayer was free.
Of 5. I'm sorry, they fumbled the online of 5, but the story was all right. And then this game, the story is good, but they fumbled the online again.
Yeah, the online co-op and multiplayer, I feel like, have been kind of just
the tether system was just too.
Yeah, between that,
good.
Yeah, and the maps, it's like, and you have this free to play. You have this so anybody can get an Xbox, jump on. So that's great. But why didn't you keep people in? You didn't keep people locked in, and you had a crappy system with the ranking system, and people complained about it, and you didn't change it.
They didn't change anything. They said, "Oh yeah, we hear you," and they didn't change shit. And
so it's like you have all these.
You didn't listen to the community, and they all took off. And like, well, the community's too demanding. Like, no, we're not. We're just fucking people who want to play the game. Yeah, you have crazy people, but at the end of the day,
you gotta listen to your core fan base.
You have like a minimal amount of crazy people versus fans, and the fans are telling you, "Yo, this system was just bad," and they don't want to hear it. And look what happened.
I still really hope, though, like, with talks of, like, them going back and starting from, scratch or rebooting it, that's kind of like where it needs to go at this point.
They
because
made the smart decision by not calling it 6. But at the end of the day, I think you're just going to get this game rebooted, like an Unreal 5, and then that'll be that. But
start it from Halo, or do something if they still want to make it take place after Reach, because Reach was a prequel, right?
Right.
If I don't know if they're going to do that, they're going to retell the story, but I just don't like where they're going in the future of these games right now. Like, if they keep this main story, it's like it's almost like what they did with RE6. It's like they kind of had to shake that story clean and start somewhere else, because it was too much to, like, go back and try to
Well, it's like what the
put
remakes
the
of
pieces together.
Resident Evil's doing now. They're streamlining everything.
Yeah, and it's like the original timeline still exists and it's still there. It's not going anywhere. There's just the remake that's just kind of continuing along with it, and like it's just telling it in a different way. Yeah, and it's just, you don't have to confuse anybody with this Halo reboot. You just have to do something like deliver a good game with co-op and good multiplayer, but you can't try to do all this shit that made people upset to begin with. Like the most expensive video game ever made, and it doesn't even feel like it. It feels like it's hollow. It feels like there's not, like, something was missing in the integrity and the heart of the development. Like there's just something that wasn't there.
They didn't know what the hell Halo was.
Well, Halo doesn't.
You know what it was, man. At the end of the day, it was just Bonnie Ross sitting on the throne collecting all this money. And it's like, okay, well, she's a big wig at Microsoft. She's just going to keep getting paid for no reason. Not saying she didn't do anything, but she didn't listen to the fan base. She didn't try to make attempts to fix this thing. Not that we know of publicly. Maybe we don't know something privately. I don't know. But as far as the fans feel, we feel like it got ripped off. We feel like she just sat there and collected the checks.
Yeah.
She just didn't know how to run the place. And maybe that changed over the years, but it never felt like fucking Halo. Halo 4 felt pretty much like Halo, but 5 and 6 were like... 6 was like, all right, we got Halo again, we're good. Once you beat it, that's it. And we're like, all right, well, that's it, but they said they're making more, and they didn't. They didn't give us all the content that they promised with Infinite.
Maybe if we got co-op like 2 months later, we all would have jumped on and we would have caught it like early, but it came so late, and then the Forge came out so late, and it was like...
On the Forge, they're telling the people, yeah, you make the levels, we don't need to make levels. It's like, bro, you got to support your fucking game. This is the biggest game you've ever made, and this game, it was on the box of the console, now they took it off the box.
Call of Duty, with the Season 2 update, put out more in that Season 2 update than Halo did. They put out like... a couple of new maps. There's an infected mode now, kind of like Halo,
But I hate this shit where they give you 2 maps. Back in the 360 days, they would give you like 6 maps.
It was a map pack, Even the Xbox original Halo DLC disc that you would buy.
That's on your machine. I'm going to be putting that on your machine if it's not on there already.
And that's amazing because, to be honest with you, it could even be on that save back in the day.
You and your friends could split the money, buy that one disc, and install it on all your Xboxes.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing too. It was cool because I remember my buddy John, who lives, he lives out in Pittsburgh, and that's the one I was trying to do the XKai with. And I remember going to the mall and getting another Halo 2 disc because, he was getting a replacement. I remember him getting that DLC. I popped it into the Xbox, installed it, and I was like, wow, these are fucking cool. Like, I never knew that this was a whole nother thing that they sold. And I remember that cover with all 3 of the Spartans on the front and stuff.
Yep.
Just really cool. It just brings back so much memories. Yeah, it was really, really dope. And it's probably still on that Xbox save, to be honest, on my old hard drive. Now that I think about it, maybe not, but it's still cool to think that was, a snapshot in time. But yeah, that was back when they cared about all that stuff. Even Halo 3 had really good DLC, and just the DLC back then was just really cool. Like, even Gears of War 2 had the flashback map pack where it had all the maps. Like, back then, games felt like they gave you a lot more from the launch.
Well, thanks to the fucking idiots online. They're giving you a lot less and you're spending a lot more money.
Yeah.
Look at the Callisto Protocol. They sold that season pass. They're not making no season pass for that game.
Well, that's the thing.
Everyone that bought that shit got ripped off.
That's what I'm saying, man. Even like, like I think it was with even the past few years between obviously Callisto, Dead Space, Resident Evil, that do those season passes sometimes, or they do like, I just don't get them. Like, I just refuse, I never
really bought them. Only for Evil Dead, because Evil Dead's Evil Dead.
Right. Now, granted, obviously, I get the physical collector's edition if it comes with a statue, but Capcom doesn't include season passes in that.
Nope.
We got to remember, even with RE7, I spend money on the collector's edition, but they're like, no, you still got to pay for the banned footage DLC and this and that. So, but I never bought it. I would just buy it individually because I'm like, I don't want to pre-order this game for, I don't want to pre-order Dead Space for, 4 costumes, even if they look cool. I'm not going to spend $85 on it. Like, I just want to spend, and again, that's cool if people did like do what you want with your own money. It's all good, but I just don't buy into that for all these games like Gold Edition or this or that. Like, if my dad wants to play MLB early, like that's something I'll get for him, things like that. But I don't buy into the whole like Call of Duty. Like, if you pre-order now, you can play it early. It's like, I'm not going to spend the extra money. I'll just wait until it comes out and then I'll check it out, and then I'll wait for it to go on sale on the Xbox significantly because, it's still too expensive.
I'll be right back. You guys keep talking about whatever.
Yeah. So, it's just one of those things. Like, I don't really think, I don't know. I just think that there's a lot of, and that's the thing too, like, with extra stuff like coming out in DLC, like I think a lot of games they either under deliver with the DLC nowadays, or they don't put out content, not even just DLC, but like how COD does season 2, right? Like, you can get those maps and not have to spend money, right? It's just free, like Halo, like they put out the maps, you don't really, but like, what do you do on top of that? Do you have like, a ranking system that's improved? Do you have,
I used to have a pass for Call of Duty that you could buy at the register at Best Buy. I remember.
Yeah.
It was like a season pass, but
I think I remember that. Yeah, because I think when I worked there was
expensive.
Black Ops, one of the Black Ops 3, or it was something, and it had that on like a SKU number, so
They
you can
called
put
it
it
something
in.
else though. It wasn't season. Maybe it was Battle Pass. I don't know. It was something stupid like that.
It was something that was like bundled, and I think a lot of people, they might forget like how just different it was with even on 360, like, and PS3. Getting that stuff, it was just different. Like, your console was limited on space, but it became more of a thing where like you would have to expand it because these DLCs would be coming out, or these expansions, and it would just be like, it would add to your storage. Like, even like Lost in Nightmare, or not Lost in Nightmare is like Resident Evil 5, like Desperate Escape. They put it out as the Gold Edition, but when it was out individually, they'd put it out individually, and then you could buy it later. But just that era of DLC, like, that's some of my favorite DLC of all time. Not even just in Resident Evil, but just like in gaming, because I thought that was very well executed. But I was like, damn, like, they just don't do it like that anymore with the DLC. Like, if you're paying more,
feed you the DLC.
Yeah, it's like, it's just kind of like they're not going all out. They're just like, we'll just kind of dance around, like, actually giving you full on, content.
You never really get story DLC anymore. It's usually costumes or maps. It's never like like there's never really single player DLC. Occasionally, like Resident Evil still does, but
they do. Yeah, that's the only DLC you'll get from them, other than like a multiplayer add-on like versus mode, or RE6 had that DLC where it had the multiplayer stuff. So like they do stuff like that, and it's like, the story stuff, like, I know Callisto, that's what it was promising, was that they were going to do another story thing. But what now? Like, that's not that was the case before it came out, but then it doesn't do well. Like Perry said, you spend your money on it. That's why I don't like that, because it's too much of a gamble, and you never know with these companies what they're going to cancel, what they're going to cut, like, and they got your money. Yeah, it's not worth it. So just, buying the base game, or buying the base edition, or whatever you want to call it. If you're a fan of something, that's cool. If you want to, splurge and get the higher edition just because it's your favorite game, like, I get it. Like, I've been there with, these collector's editions that I've surrounded myself with, like, trying to get the top tier. But again, like I said, even that for Capcom, like, they don't include a season pass with that. So a lot of times you spend more because you have to get either a season pass, or you just buy the DLC individual, or you wait for a gold edition, which is what 7 and 8 did as well. And they started doing the gold editions back when 5 came out, so that was kind of like a tradition. They didn't do a gold
that's
for
what
6.
I did for Village. I bought Village physical, beat it, traded it into Perry. Then when they came out with the new edition, I just bought it digital to have.
Yeah, exactly.
I liked the game. I was like, all right, I'll have it. And
and the DLC was like, it was actually just, it was decent. It wasn't like anything mind blowing, but it was like, it was still worth to check out if you liked Village, and it wasn't over expensive.
But
I didn't think it was
baked either.
No,
felt like, all right, this is pretty good. Like,
no, if it was like $25 or whatever, like, it wasn't like, they weren't asking a lot for it anyway. And obviously for the gold edition, I think it was like $50 or something like that. Like if you wanted the whole thing. So like again, I don't think that like all DLC is completely trash nowadays, but I think a lot of it has gone downhill in terms of like you said, they trickle it out over time, or they just try to make it to where it just seems like you're getting robbed. Like they're just kind of taking your money and just running with it, and you're like, I'm not really getting it here. And then even with the update,
wheels on
like
my seat.
even
No more dragging a friggin' seat across.
even when stuff gets updated, like when games get updated and like there's supposedly new stuff. Depending on what it is, you don't really feel like it's worth it. When it's something like Halo, like Call of Duty, I'm hit or miss with that. Like I like Modern Warfare 2, like when I played of it, but like I'm not. Oh, I need to play season 1 and season 2. Like I'm not into it like that. But at least they updated it, with the recent update. So
David R, what's up? I remember when I used to unlock stuff too. It was great.
Yeah.
Now cheat codes are like sacrilege in games. It's like fuck.
Yeah, you can't even find them.
Don't fucking use them. I want them.
Yeah, you can't even find them anymore. Barely
yeah,
there.
I'm not happy with that. I'm not happy when people take that stuff out and they're like, oh, well, you gotta earn it. I don't have to earn shit. If I want to play with cheat codes, man, I want to play with cheat codes. I'm from old school, man. We used to do all that shit all the time.
Yeah, let people play how they want to play.
You're not beating the game. Who cares? I beat the fucking game. I saw the ending. Big fucking deal. What do you care? You care how I wipe my ass too?
Use cheat codes to wipe your ass.
People out there, I swear to God.
Just real quick.
If I buy the game, I should be able to play it however I want. That's what
absolutely.
I'll do. Go ahead.
Just real quick, going back to Halo for a minute. The more I think about Halo, I don't know if this is a hot take or not. I don't know what you guys think. I think the open world was a massive mistake for that game. And I think that's why it's suffering so badly, because not every game needs to be open world. And they took all this time and resources to try to make it open world, and it's just like not that good.
Well, Gears did it. Well, it's not good on that one planet that you're stuck on.
Well, yeah, because with the stupid like
rock climbing and shit. Like, what's that all about?
It's just like Phil. It's like, I don't know. With Gears of War, they did little segments of it. That was fine, but it was still contained. With Halo, they just threw you into this thing, and it's like it suffers for it. I think there's very little replayability.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I would agree.
Shit looking like cartoons, remember? And everyone complained.
I don't even understand why they thought let's go to open world. It's like some games don't have to be open world. It's okay. You're losing a lot of it on that open world. It makes it bland, empty. I don't know. Just the more that I think about it,
Halo 2 and 3 had a better flow.
That's the thing, and I'm thinking back to 1, 2, 3. I could play those games over and over again. I love playing through those campaigns. Infinite, I never feel like going back to.
Why is that? I think they I would agree with that. I mean, I think the open world just kind of made it feel a little bit more just kind of like, where it's supposed to be like making it feel more fulfilling, I guess, or filled. It felt again like kind of hollow, like how we felt with, the overall content within the game. So yeah, it's a very different style that they tried, and I think Halo just kind of works mission to mission, and you don't have to think too much about it. I mean, they tried, but like, this is why this will probably be the outcast of the group here when it comes to Halo games, because it's the one that tried this different thing, and it also failed in the writing category, and like and just everything else, where it just didn't really feel as like epic, ever since Halo 4 kind of struggled with the story. So
Prometheans, get out of here.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I just didn't really work as much as I thought. Because you want it, it comes out and you play.
Different. Not those Ubisoft games.
Well, no, and that's what they were doing.
Open world, and I got fucking lost.
It just depends on how they're approaching it.
You don't really get lost in Halo, but there's just nothing really to do.
Just cliffs and like floating things, and you can't get easily from one end to the other, and it's just like cumbersome to play that game. Remember we tried to play co-op, and
Or mountain
just because
climbing the whole time.
literally just to because we were different heights. The heights were so different that we were teleporting to each other. It's like it just doesn't work. It's just not that kind of a game. Do a spin-off open world. Do Halo Reach 2 or some stupid whatever.
Halo
even though that
Reach
wouldn't
2,
work,
that's
but-
Halo 1.
or you know what I mean. Like do a spin-off where it's open
Yeah.
world. That's fine. But keep the core Halo the same. It's worked for this long. You don't need to change it. Like they say, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's a perfect example of leave it alone. Like even though the story has gone off the rails, at least 4 and 5 were the same type of deal, like linear missions, okay. But this was just so out of left field and it just didn't work and they wasted all this money and then it's like
yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
just a wasted potential of a Halo game, and as a fan, you're just like, why? Like, why did this happen? You know,
It's a shame.
with a delay. Yeah, it's a
It
shame.
is a shame.
It's a good franchise.
Yeah, it's it's, and again now it's like it's got to go back to square one, and we probably won't see one for another couple of years because they don't really want this to be the face of Xbox again until
Yeah,
they,
you know,
they
and that's
get
why
this in better
Xbox,
shape.
you know, they got all the money in the world and they can't fix this game. You know what I mean? I don't
That's what
understand
pisses me
that
off.
one. I don't understand. You know
And he
what?
delayed it for a year.
Even if you're done with Infinite, which I think they're pretty much wrapping that shit up internally, just fucking make another game. And we're not waiting like 10 years for another Halo game. Just fucking make one now.
Well, that's what I
one-
said when
You got
yeah,
millions. They got trillions of dollars. Just get a
Go back.
small team dedicated to making a fucking game. You don't need a huge ass building and a fucking
No.
West Wing for Microsoft for this thing. Just grab a team or hire a fucking team. Be like,
Scale the
you
game
guys
back to
only
how it
make
used to
shooting
be.
games. Well, then make Halo. Here's the money. Here's what you got to do. Here's the credit card. Do what you got to do. We want this game out in 2 to 3 years. I'm not buying this 5-year bullshit. If you
Not
got the
with
money,
this.
you should be able to make this game quick. What happened back in the day, in the early 2000s? The games weren't as big, but they were starting to get big. These games are coming out on time. And we're talking like 10 games will come out in a week. Every fucking week. We were so overflooded with games during that whole thing. Now it's like, hey, the game's gonna take 7 years because this, and then we're gonna
Ridiculous.
delay it. It's like, what the fuck?
And then it comes out broken. It comes out sucking. It's like what?
Yeah, we'll
what
patch
was
it
the
later.
point?
Yeah.
That's why it's not even worth it to like be excited. Oh, I'll just wait. It's like whatever, man. Like it's
Like, you
pointless.
can't tell people a console, say, yeah, wait 8 more years for games. It's like, no. And they're both doing that because Sony's just remaking a bunch of fucking games. Nintendo's remaking a bunch of games.
They want to be ambitious with these games and whatever, but scale some of them back. I mean, Halo doesn't need it. Certain games just don't need
Look
to
at Call of
be
Duty. They
crazy.
make a Call of Duty every fucking year. I'm not
Yeah,
waiting
and that-
7 years for a new Call of Duty game. I know they got 3 different teams working on it, but make
Still.
3 different teams working on Halo. And say, you know what? Whichever team makes the best game, we're going to put out. I don't know. It's easier said than done, I guess.
I don't know. I think that I don't think it's that hard. I think that they're just trying to do all this crazy stuff that nobody wants, and that's why we're going to go back to phone games eventually, like we've always said, because it's just out of control. It's like you can't. People are going to get wise to this whole thing, like, oh, we're just waiting and waiting, and they're just not going to want to do it anymore. And then they're going to have to scale the games back because sales are going to dip. People are just going to get tired of it.
Yeah, well, we could talk about Halo all night.
Yeah, we could just whatever, but you know, I didn't tell you.
What?
You remember the other day you were like, the guy who says PlayStation has to be like super old.
Yeah, the guy died.
Not that guy, but the guy who made the sound,
Okay.
which is funny. Like not funny, but it's like ironic that we were just talking about
Yeah,
that.
we were.
We jinxed him.
Yeah, it's not funny, but
He's gonna come
ironic.
after us now. Any questions in the chat room? Let me pull up our sponsors here on Patreon.
I checked the other day too while we're here.
I got to return that bracket today. We're gonna keep the
crap.
black thing, Anthony.
Oh, okay.
We're not going to mount the TV, so I got to return the $150 wall mount.
We still get some money back. Feel the day sucks.
Phillips toothbrush.
Yeah.
I want to thank our sponsors over on Patreon: JB Zombie 89, Abo, Hockey Fan, and Captain Catch. Thank you for being sponsors of the Game Complainers podcast. Also want to thank our
you, guys.
members of the channel, Nick and Liquor Sandwich. Thank you for being members of our YouTube channel. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Want to thank It's VB Trainwreck for this beautiful footage. He's in the Scream costume right here, playing Call of Duty. Every week he's been handing us some videos because I've been busy this past couple of weeks. I totally even forgot I had to record a video. He saved me because he messaged me at 2 o'clock in the morning. He said, "Hey, I got you a video." I was like, "Oh, I forgot it's Wednesday."
That is awesome. Thank you for that.
Thank you. It's a way of giving back to the channel. So go subscribe to him at It's VB. Check out Dreadpool's channel. He's at 1,000 subs. Let's get him a little bit higher than that. He's got a Teespring. Check that out. Check out, actually, happy birthday to Buck Nasty, Marcus, M3 TV with Jesus. Check them out for all the wrestling. Thunder's Productions, a $5 Canadian super chat. Thank you so much, buddy.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks, man.
Definitely helps out. I want to thank RWK as well for the super chat tonight. Thunder's Productions. Thank you, guys. Always appreciated. Any questions in the chat or anybody want to talk about anything before we go? I still have to go to the shop and do Jeff's Xbox.
Yeah. If you're not too tired.
I'll put Anthony's Xbox together and be done. Oh, I got garbage. I got to throw all that garbage out.
Oh, crap.
Early in the morning. It rained today, so we couldn't do it tonight. I got to do it in the morning. Then I could go to sleep and sleep all day again.
It was funny. As soon as I left, that night, literally just like snow flurry. Like, did you hit that, Frank?
Yeah, it was like a little mini blizzard my whole way home. Yeah, it was literally.
I was like, thankfully it like ended shortly, but I was like, at one point I was like, I can't fucking see. Like, yeah, I was like, this shit has to. Thing. But it went away quick, and then I was like, okay, like I think I'm good. I was just taking my time, around the curves. And
I was thinking about you on the highway because I'm driving home. I'm like, I wonder if this is just because I'm over here or if Anthony's hitting this right now.
Yeah, I hit it like because it was rain and then it was like flurry, and I'm like, what?
It was like the Windows 98 space wallpaper or screensaver all of a sudden.
Yep. I was like, what the hell? And then I probably got home by like 5:30, 5:40 a.m. So that was, that
was not too bad.
ACR with the $4.99 super chat. Always enjoy the Wednesday shows. Thank you so much. Appreciate
Thanks, ACR.
Thank you.
We enjoy having you in the chat, man. As always. Kama, stream at the shop if you feel like it. I think I will. My back hurts because I was in the car with the heated seats. The minute I got out of the car, I was like, my back.
Not to mention you've been working in the basement all week too. Probably messed up.
I haven't been working in the basement all week. We were down.
Well, I mean, like over the weekend or whatever.
Tomorrow is going to be dedicated. All weekend is going to be dedicated to that.
I mean, it was looking good. So, if that's any encouragement, because that was cool to see everything like that.
We got to get.
Because she was telling me out there like, oh no, like it's. I was like, oh, I haven't seen it since the live stream, and then she was like, oh, it's even more like packed in now, and I was like, oh shit, it's actually like, it looks good back there, man. It's looking, everything's on the carts and shit. Like it's cool.
Yeah, so we have carts for the back room. The TVs in the car, the old shop TVs, I think I'm going to put those all the way in the back.
Just so they're out of the way or whatever.
Yeah, well, we have the back room, but then we have like where the boiler is.
That corner, right?
Yeah,
where it,
that
like,
corner.
Turns. Yeah,
where it turns. We're going to just shove the TVs back there since they're boxed already. Just leave them there until we can figure out what to do with them.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
any heavy lifting, I'll be there for you Sunday to lift up stuff for you.
Thunder's Productions. This is one of my new favorite podcasts. You guys are cool. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thanks, man.
Thanks
From
a lot.
Anthony's channel, right?
Oh yeah, and thanks for always supporting all of our endeavors and stuff. Really appreciate that. Happy you enjoy it. We do it for you guys, so can't do a show without you guys returning, so we appreciate it.
Hell yeah. And this is, for you. I mean, we've been doing this show for 10 years this year. We're gonna be having
Yeah.
a 10-year anniversary stream at some point.
Yep.
But people get to see you in a different light too, not just Resident Evil all day long. You talk about other
Exactly.
stuff.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of how I advertise a show too. A lot of the times, it's like, hey, if you want to hear me talk about, gaming and news in a different way, it's like you said, it's definitely a different vibe, but it's cool because it's stuff that I'm also into. I'm not just into survival horror and that's it. It's just like movies. Like I'm not just into horror and fuck everything else. I'm into everything. So it's like that. I'm like that with everything, even music, and I just like I like it all to a certain extent. So
You got your channel, Let's Talk Resident Evil. Then you have Innocular Productions.
yep, that's my
You
film
have
channel.
Immaculate Cleaning.
Immaculate
Your
Cleaning.
channel.
Innoculata. That's a kind of coffee you can probably get. No, I don't know, but no, it's yeah, it's cool. It's there's a lot of obviously we're about a month away from RE4, so it's getting down to the wire. Going to be a lot of stuff. I have to work on a lot of videos too, so I can put stuff out when I'm away for like your party, for example, and Monster Mania. So stuff is going on this month. It's going to be a busy month on top of the content, but it's a good busy. So it'll be fun and it'll be cool to hang out. It was just fun hanging out the other night, so that was fun.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Let's talk real estate. Just kidding.
And of course the
Market's too
whale
high right now. Still, go ahead.
I also liked how the whale dropped the night after. I was like, of course.
So we were saying,
of course.
That's what I told Jeff. I was like, yeah, this thing drops tonight when these guys were here yesterday.
I was like, yeah, we would have because we had time.
I told Jeff, I was like,
the
if Frank
transfer.
doesn't come, we're watching it anyway.
we would have ended the stream and just made it a 2-parter. Be like, yo guys, the whale's out. We'll be back in like a few hours. Like, let's watch this thing. That would have happened.
I would have just muted the stream anyway. We would have just watched it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, cause that's we're waiting for that all the time. We check too, and it's like that's cool. At least it's out, and I still need to watch it. I got the file though on my USB ready to go, so I'll let you guys know what I think of it.
Make sure you watch it with your mom and your dad.
I don't know if I want to do that.
Crank
But
that sound up. Put it on the biggest TV you got.
Oh man, blow out my speakers.
It's worth it.
The first minute and a half is very interesting in that film.
Best part of the film.
Wow.
He's got no idea what he's about to watch.
Perry definitely went down the street and like told them to put that in there to like troll.
Oh man,
it sounds like something. Never mind. I'll just let you watch. You guys watch it. You tell me
all right. Yeah, I'll let you guys know.
The people that made the whale literally are right down the street from my house.
That's what I was saying. You probably
Yeah.
went over there and told them, "Yo,
they
put
bought
this
the building that they're in now, and they bought the bowling alley across the street and the car dealership across the street, directly across. A24 Umbra.
Did you see any shots that were, or did they not shoot it in New York? Did you see anything that
they shot it right there? But 90% of it is in the apartment.
It's in the house, right? Okay.
Like literally, I think there's only like
probably
one shot of the outside.
Yeah, they probably use exteriors for one thing, and then interiors was like an actual set. Because I heard that like it's based off a play, so the movie is very like play like, where it's still and the actors just kind of move. Like that's what some people were also saying that works for the film or doesn't work. Right? It's like, is it too play like or is it a movie?
The film works very well.
Okay.
Everything just clicks.
I'm sure of course, obviously
the ending is a little Elvis-like, but I mean,
okay.
I guess you could figure out when it happens, like what's going on.
Sure. I mean, I want to at least check out, something that's a little bit different, and that's kind of what this looks like especially for A24, because they usually do.
Fraser.
Oh, yeah. I'll give you one spoiler: the movie's in 4:3.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I don't know why, but it's in 4:3, and it's dark.
Yeah, that's kind of like they always like to do that, like artistic. That's kind of how
it's like they like lowered the contrast or some shit. Like it's kind of dark.
They probably did that just for, I guess, an aesthetic.
To show you he's like a recluse, like a dimly lit room that you would. I don't know.
They did that just because they wanted to focus on him and not everything else going on. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, who knows if it like is some kind of artistic choice that they probably made. You know, a lot of their movies are usually pretty like crazy and like twists and stuff like that. So this is probably a more like contained film that has their, you know, obviously A24 has a bunch of different filmmakers under their, you know, umbrella that make different kind of stuff. So it's not all one team. It's, you know, it's like Bloomhouse. It's the same shit where it's like there's a lot of people under that banner that are making horror. That's not all the
Oh,
same people.
Speaking of Blumhouse, they are bringing horror games. They opened a video game studio today. They announced.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Well, that's I mean, more horror games. I'm down as long as you make them good. We were just talking about that the other week, right? About like how we liked the Evil Dead game and stuff too, or like even the other day when we were hanging out, like we like that stuff. They did a good job with that, but it was like I just want to see more of that. And if they can get some good designers on it and, you know, make some good concepts from it, then that'll be cool.
Anybody in the chat? You got anything?
You all there?
So I have to hack his 360 tonight. I'll probably go live with that. The only thing is I have to set up the camera and shit when I go there. Is the whale spiritual successor to Kevin Smith's movie? No.
No,
Fuck
totally
Kevin
not.
Smith. He could stick his tusks up his butt. Dragpool's just lurking around. Is he lumbering?
Is he lumbering? He's lumbering into the shop. Oh man,
I never
yeah,
saw
I mean,
Tusk, but the box art looks stupid, and I'm like, I'm not watching that shit.
yeah, that was just like a, you know, it was definitely again, it's one of those movies where it's like it has a twist, and it's like you're just like it either works for you or it doesn't.
It's pretty much Kevin Smith's whole career.
Yeah, some movies are really good, some movies suck ass. You never know what you're gonna get. But honestly, I really, you know, I still haven't watched Clerks 3, but
What?
like
Oh my god.
I want to see it. So that's, you know, that's definitely one like I want to watch. But again, I heard it was good, so I don't want to like, you know, assume. I didn't mind Jay and Silent Bob reboot or whatever. Like that honestly wasn't
I didn't see
as
that.
bad. It wasn't like amazing or anything, but it was a nod to like his career. And it was a lot of funny references, and it was a lot of obviously like, you know, he does that thing where you know, he knows like people rag on him and make a joke. So it's a lot of self-aware, like meta humor, like, you know, like he's in on the joke
Well,
kind
he
of thing.
knows because Cop Out fucking killed his career.
Yeah. So like he makes jokes
They
like
gave
that.
him some
He makes,
mainstream shit, and he couldn't hack it. So there you
yeah.
go.
And you know, I respect someone just kind of admitting like, hey, I tried things, it didn't work. You know, in a funny way, like they're taking the piss out of themselves. Like he doesn't hold himself that seriously, but I understand his current stuff can be hit or miss.
Yeah.
And I didn't see the yoga hoser bullshit either. I didn't even know what the hell that was. So
I don't even know what
again,
you're talking about.
that was a movie he did with like his daughters or whatever. But anyway, it's a again hit or miss. But yeah, I gotta check out that film. Obviously, I didn't see it in the theater because it ran so limited, and then I missed it, and then I was like, I'll just wait for the Blu-ray. Yeah, I got to see it too, Thunders. So
Yeah, Clerks
you know,
3 came out. It's on 4K. I got
yeah,
the steelbook still.
That's what I really wanted. Like I wanted that steelbook, you know. But again, I missed out on a lot of shit. So I'll try to get the downloaded and check it out, you know. And then Scream's coming out in like 2 weeks. So
I lost interest in Scream.
but I
I still
will
want to watch it. Hopefully
I
it'll
s-
get leaked out or something.
I almost lost interest just over the tubs, you know, the Cinemark tubs that are being scalped for $100 something that I can't even get my hands on. I'm like, of course, the one theater I go to has this like item that can't be bought because people are idiots. And then they had to put up a sign after it came out saying, oh, only 2 per customer. And it's like, yeah, you did that the day after you put them on sale, you assholes. So people could buy like however many. And it was like, it's so stupid. Like, it's such a dumb thing. And I don't know if they're going to get more for like when it comes out, but I didn't get a chance to like go there and ask, you know, oh, do you have the Scream tubs? But I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to be like, are you going to get more in? Because I do want one. Like,
Gonna watch the Winnie Pooh horror movie. I'll I have no interest in that. Maybe we could check it out during the birthday, but I don't know, man.
If
That
it
might be a
gets
waste of
if
time.
it gets leaked, I
We
don't think
still
I
gotta
would
watch
spend
Stalked by
money.
My Doctor.
Yeah,
Right.
we got to watch good movies.
Yeah, good bad
Well,
movies.
Well, I was gonna say, at least next time we won't have we don't have to worry about like any consoles or anything like that
Yeah,
besides
no.
transferring the shit. So we could
Yeah,
just
yours is just leave
have
at
a
the
good
shop
time.
while we're watching TV or whatever.
I don't even
Yeah.
want you to remotely even think about repairing something during your birthday.
No.
You just
I'm
gotta
not repairing
relax and have
nothing.
fun.
That's
Yeah,
why I'm doing everything now while I'm cleaning everything.
yeah.
I got the box. It's right here with all the controllers. The $300 from Nintendo. Oh, you can't even see this because it's stupid green screen.
The huge box of nothing. There you go.
There it is.
It's got
That's crazy.
2 of the NES controller packs, so that's 4 NES controllers, and 4 of the Super Nintendo controllers. I was prepared. So we can play Nightmare on Elm Street on the hack switch.
Can be
So
awesome.
over here.
Oh,
And we could check that game out. Turbo Kid. What the hell's Turbo Kid?
That's what I should do, right? I should probably put some NES games on my hack switch too. I don't know if I have.
Just install RetroArch.
Yeah.
Go to retroarch.com, download the file, drag that on the SD card, put a ROMs folder on there, and start adding your ROMs.
I didn't do that either. Maybe I'll do it too at some point.
Yeah, you gotta do it because
It's nice to have stuff in one spot.
Nightmare on Elm Street, bro. Come on. With the NES controllers, bro. Come on.
It's like become a tradition that we play through that game.
Hopefully it's
fun.
nice out. We'll get the weather forecast. Can you check that real quick? Get
Let me see if it's
the
updated.
10-day weather forecast.
Yeah, let me see.
Because we could sit outside and play it on the big screen. A game.
It might be too far out for.
Oh, crap!
What?
The 3rd, rain and snow. 4th, rain and snow.
Oh,
5,
come on,
mostly
man.
cloudy. But it says it's gonna be in the 40s, so we don't really have to worry about snow. I hope. But it's gonna be rainy.
It'll probably be like flurries. I hope.
Yeah.
I'll try to leave like the same time I did before, like in the morning, so I can get up there on that Friday.
Yeah.
Because morning's nice because it's like there's not much traffic.
Yeah, especially on a Friday morning. You leave after 10. You're golden.
Yeah, that's pretty much why that. Yeah,
Because
it's like
everyone's
perfect.
at work.
Yep. And it's right. It's you get in between the bullshit before lunch and you're good to go. And it's like, yeah. So that's probably the plan.
So that means, Frank, me and you got to go down there before Friday
Before Friday.
and get the cakes.
Oh yeah. We could figure it out.
Turbo Kid's a super underrated movie from the 90s, post-apocalyptic action comedy. Maybe I've seen that before. I don't think I've seen the movie, but maybe I've seen the trailer or something.
I've never seen it. No, I haven't seen that.
It was 90 degrees here, David R. That's cool, man. One of these days, we're going to have a party somewhere else. Either a cruise or we'll go to Florida or something. I don't know.
Yeah, there's always options we can work towards.
Go to Disney or Epcot. Universal Studios. I always liked Universal Studios better than Disney.
I was just talking to Callie about this. I was like, I would go back to Universal before I go to.
Oh, I'm going to Disney too, but Universal always had the better rides.
Yeah, I mean, you would, of course, if you're going to go out there, you have to do Disney. And the last time when I was there, we did like a day of Universal while we were in Disney. So it was about like a 40-minute like Uber ride or whatever, and then we took that and yeah, it was a lot of money for a day, but it was worth it. But I'm sure you can get weekend passes and
you just gotta know somebody that lives down there and let them buy you the residential pass.
Yeah.
Then you go to City Hall and you get the little Donald Duck pass saying that you're handicapped, and then you cut all the lines.
Yeah, because a lot of things with the lines is a drag, but Universal was pretty it was pretty dead compared to Disney. Like it was busy when I went there, but it was a good time to go. The only thing that was the most well, I don't want to say it was dead, but everyone went to Harry Potter World because that's kind of where people like to go in Universal. That's like the biggest hotspot now.
Not anymore. Super
well,
Nintendo World's coming.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
Super
when
Nintendo
that
World.
shows up, that is gonna be better because when I was a kid, like
Okay,
Universal
we got to
had,
go to that.
I really
Yeah.
do at some point.
I was
wanna
gonna
go to
say
that.
because I felt like a lot of shit got done, like when I left, like stuff was still getting built in Disney and stuff was still getting, and it's like I felt like I got a taste of the old shit, but a lot of the new stuff was coming in, and then now because I last was there in 2016, so it's been a little bit, but I would like to go back, but yeah, you have to kind of know someone. It helps because that's kind of what made the last trip affordable for us, because it just helps. And then you get like the magic hours where you go into the park before it's open, and you get the fucking run to the rides like when there's no line. That's kind of cool. It's like 6 a.m. and the sun's coming up, and you're going on Space Mountain, and it was like a cool thing. We're just like running up the
Damn.
stairs and shit like that. It was cool. It was like a cool different experience the last time I was there. But yeah, one day, Florida's always a cool chill spot, for a nice getaway like that.
Put it on the list, one of my faves. I'll check it out. Let's see what's up. Oh, by the way, Western Digital announced today the very first 44 terabyte hard drive.
I saw that. How much is it though?
I don't know, probably $2-3 grand,
Let me
but
see if it says. I want
Holy
to find out.
shit. That's
Well,
probably going to be.
I could
Yeah.
fit all my movie rips and all my TV rips on that one drive.
Oh, it's only $1,500.
Only.
It's not that bad.
Only a down payment.
Oh, they have a 36 terabyte for $1,300, a 28 terabyte for $1,000,
That's all right.
and then 24
If I'm blowing
terabytes is
$1,000, I'm
$900.
buying the 44. You know what I mean?
$1,500. Oh, but you could finance it for $94 a month.
Oh!
Yeah, and then it drops to $94 in 3 months.
Yeah, exactly.
How
And you're
big?
fucking
The thing
salted
looks
as
like it's
fuck.
an Xbox. How big is this damn thing?
I don't know, but
It looks huge.
that
The
will
tower
fit
of all towers.
it'll fit my entire library and anything I put on after that.
I felt like my
'Cause I'm
whole
starting-
life on it.
Because I'm starting to run out of space on the TV drive. And I still
Crazy.
got stuff to rip. I got the Incredible Hulk on Blu-ray.
And I still got Knight Rider over here
Knight Rider.
on Blu-ray.
Damn. All right, I think we're gonna run because I got to go to
Yep.
work on this thing. My back.
Good luck
hurts for
with
some
everything.
reason, so.
Yep. It was a
All
good
right.
show.
Great show. Happy birthday again.
Thank you.
Yes, happy
Appreciate
birthday.
it, guys. Thank you.
You want to tell
Appreciate
people what
that.
I got you for your birthday?
Yes. Well, actually, I'll go get it.
Oh. What do you think I got him? Quick, hurry up.
Guess.
Hurry up, guess. Guess.
Actually, it was right behind me. I forgot to put it on there.
Happy birthday, says Dreadpool. Happy birthday, says Thunder Productions. Happy birthday, says David R.
Thank you, guys.
Happy
Boom.
birthday, inflatable sheep. Yeah, right.
So this is
I should
something
get that
I've.
for you, Dreadpool, when you come back over here.
So he knows you're alone, which is something I've never seen. But it has our boy Tom Hanks in it.
He debuted in that film, and he's not credited for it. He wants nothing to do with that movie.
Jeez.
Yeah. So I like the fact that this.
From 1980.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's from 1980, and yeah, it's a 2K scan, and I didn't even know Scream Factory put this out, so it's really cool. Appreciate that.
Ada Body Pillow, a Scream.
Oh no. Yeah, Cinemark is doing an exclusive tub, which is like the Ghostface mask, and it opens up
I
on the
want it
hood
so
where you put the
bad.
popcorn in.
I saw it.
It's been
So
flying off the
funny.
shelves. It's been being scalped. It's been the talk of the town in terms of the Scream community because it's been going. It's like I don't know, some like hot holiday item that you can't get your hands on, but for horror fans, it's one of those like weird things.
It's
Can't
a
people just
plastic
go out and get a
tub.
fucking job these days? Why do they have to scalp everything?
Dude, it's going for like $100 and something. And it's a
I mean,
plastic
come
popcorn
on.
tub.
How fucking lazy is everybody?
But also, like, do they not think Scream is gonna be like any merch of that isn't gonna sell? It's like, dude, Scream is gonna
Who's
sell.
gonna
So
pay
like,
$100 on eBay for it? People are gonna have
Nobody.
to eat that
no,
shit.
no. But the problem is that like I want the theaters to get more, hopefully before, because my first thought was like, because this went on sale last week, I was
Right.
like, why are they putting it out in February? The movie comes out in March. Like, yeah, have it ahead
You
of
know how
time.
movie
Sure.
theaters can stop all this shit? If they only give you that tub if you have that pass.
That's what I have. I have
That's what
the
they should do.
rewards.
Be like, if
Yeah.
you have that pass, you get 2 per customer.
Yeah. And it's like, dude, I pay monthly for this
And
thing.
when you go to see the movie on release night, they give you the 2 of them, and that's it.
That's it.
How much does it cost to buy it regular
I
price?
think it's like $12 or 13
Oh,
bucks,
see, yeah, I'd
15.
buy it
More
for
money than the
20
ticket.
bucks.
Yeah, it's more money than the ticket, but you get a discount with the rewards on anything you buy there. So like it would probably stack, and I would just get 2. But they said they're limiting 2 per customer anyway. But it's like, I just hope they get more. Like, I'll ask about them if I go in there. I don't really know what I'd go in there for, because there's not really a movie coming out between now and Scream that I want to see. But if I go in there just because, like, I'm around the theater and I want to check it out. But it's even that's like, I just feel like I would call, but I'd feel like a dickhead calling a theater, asking them for a tub that they don't give a fuck about, probably, because they're probably just like, Jesus, another guy asking for the tub.
I bet you though that, like Perry said, people aren't gonna buy it, and then they're gonna drop all these eBay listings are gonna drop to like $20, so we can
Right,
just snag one
or
of
I
those.
guarantee you at the premiere they'll have a whole wall.
Who's gonna buy that shit that somebody touched and put their dick on, and then go to the theater and put popcorn in it? Nobody.
They have sealed ones that are sealed in plastic. It's
Doesn't
not like
matter. You don't know what people do to it.
Well, that's true. That's the thing. Like, if I got it, I would just keep it sealed.
Like
or,
Uber Eats,
keep
the
it-
guy put the dicks on the hamburgers and shit. I'm not
he's gonna
Uber
cut a
Eats.
hole in the bottom of the
Fuck outta here.
Scream bucket and put his
Yeah,
his hand.
right. That's the thing. It's like, it's like I don't know. We'll see. Because if I go see that on the Thursday,
Where's their
yeah,
hole, man?
yeah, yeah. Because if I go see it on the Thursday, before Monster Mania, because that's the only day I'd go see it. That's technically the pre-release premiere thing. So I'll see if they have it that night, and if they don't, then that's a wrap. I'm not going to try to get it. If I can get 2, I'll get 2. But if anyone wants one, I'll get one. You know what I mean? Because Callie doesn't need one, but I'll grab one. You know what I mean? I'll grab 2. But I'm not going to resell it. I'll just give it to someone that actually wants it. I don't know. It's kind of a shitty way to release it. Or they should have made, like Perry said, members be able to get it through the app, because we have an app on here that's like you can get rewards and like shirts, like dumb shit that they sell.
Yeah, they should give you that when you go see the movie. That's an incentive to go to the movie.
And I can use reward points to like take off, the price of it, right? Or to make it free because I have enough rewards or whatever the case may be. They should have did something like that. Instead, it's like, it's just so dumb. Pisses me off, but the tub will be continued, I guess. We'll see what happens.
The drama.
The drama of the tub.
Getting the tub is probably going to be better than the movie.
I was going to say, yeah, it's probably a cooler prop than the actual movie, but we'll see.
It was us. Oh my god. I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll see.
We shall see.
You might leave that theater strangling somebody at the
It could happen. I might go to that convention pissed that weekend. Who knows what's going to happen?
Henry Winkler, he died in the first one.
Yeah.
I saw the ending. The ending's all over YouTube. But there's a few things that aren't on YouTube that I want to know. So I'll find out eventually. But
okay.
There you go. They just showed who the killers are. There's no motive or anything. I read online what the motive could be, but a lot of people are saying that's fake. But you see, the spoilers that I read about with the motive reveal the killers, and those are the killers. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And that was out before the clip got leaked. So I don't know. There's a few things I still need to know. I still want to see the movie. I don't care if I get spoiled or anything. I just want to know what's up. So, I think we covered everything. Right? Check the last minute news, Frank.
Yep, I'm checking.
See if anybody starts screaming and yelling online.
Oh my god.
What's a
Nope.
Horizon 5 will have a rally DLC, possibly. We'll know soon enough. It'll be revealed tomorrow at 9 a.m., 12 p.m. Eastern from Idle Sloth. Okay.
Great.
Yeah, I'm not covering that. I might stream the Sony show tomorrow. I might not. It depends. So if I do, anybody in the chat, feel free to jump in. But I'm not sure if I'm going to cover that or not.
I don't even think it's worth it, but if you're not doing anything, you feel like it.
Oh,
Guess you
Atomic
could.
Heart, before we go.
Oh god.
Really quick, this game leaked a day early on PC. So we downloaded it because we were hanging out. I go to start it. It turned my whole computer off. Alright. Then I turn the computer back on, start the game. It boots fine. Dude, we're in a cutscene for like almost a half an hour. It just isn't my type of game. The characters are talking to me all stupid and goofy. I'm like, what am I playing?
Very slow
And
start.
we were all sitting there like, what are we doing? We didn't even get the gunplay. By the time it was all done, I was in an alley with like a knife. And I was like, are you kidding me? This guy doesn't even have a gun? I turned that shit off. I uninstalled it completely.
Yeah, they should have just started you where we pretty much ended, where it took like a half hour to get to, because it's just a lot of explaining and like, yeah, they're trying to set up this world, but like they should have introduced a lot of stuff while you were moving and trying stuff out for yourself.
The character himself sounds so uninterested. And
Yeah.
I don't know.
They didn't really set him up like well, and it just seemed very
It's
like
a bootleg BioShock.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
kind of what it
totally
reminded us
ripoff.
of. Yeah. And obviously, like, it's on Game Pass, so you can check it out. You don't have to spend money, which, you know, I would recommend if you are, you know, obviously interested in it. Yeah, check it out for free, you know, because then it's no harm, no foul if it's your cup of tea. But yeah, it just didn't really seem like my kind of game, and it
No.
was a very slow
That female robot
start.
really pissed me off in the beginning. I was like,
Yeah, they do a
my
lot of
God.
stuff where they try to explain the world that
The
you're in. It's like,
characters
you
are
guys can do that
annoying.
later.
It's some
Yeah.
bootleg stuff. I don't know. It's not. I don't like games like that. They try to bring like the 1950s feel into it. It's like, I don't like that. It's just stupid.
Yeah,
The
and I know that
gameplay looks great, like the gunplay and everything. You're like, wow,
Yeah.
this game looks really good. Then you get into it, it's like, hey, hey, hey. I'm like, what the fuck am I playing?
Yeah,
It's
Seriously,
really
what am I
hard
playing?
too.
it's very
Not to
it's
mention.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's also, you know, I think they're trying to make it similar to other games where, you know, you have different ways you can approach, you know, certain combat, and you have your hand that can, you know, get abilities and stuff like that. So like, it seems like it was trying to set a lot of stuff up, but we're just like, unless you're really into this or you like the concept of what the trailers were telling you, you know, to each their own. If you like it, that's cool. We didn't really dig it, and we were like, yeah, we're not even going to try this on Game Pass. We're fine.
I like BioShock, but I'm not into BioShock games. If that
Well,
makes
even
any sense.
BioShock. Well, that's the thing. Even BioShock 1 was almost like a horror game. It was pretty
It was
dark.
interesting. It was a very interesting
Yeah.
game. It was a different type of game back then. Now, like, these games are all ripping it off, and I don't know, man. I'm just not into the quirkiness and all that shit. It's
Yeah, and
annoying.
BioShock Infinite is what changed BioShock, is when it made it a little bit more brighter, and they had that like
Right.
different aesthetic. So I think that's kind of what this was kind of
Just
going
totally
for.
ripping that off.
Yeah. So, and
100%.
I only played BioShock 1 and 2, where it was a lot more like, you know, darker, and you're in the, you know, the underground or the
Infinite
underwater
literally had a
city.
floating city, just like this. It's the same exact thing.
Yeah. So it's a very different thing when you're doing it after it's been done over and over again, and you're trying to make a mark on, you know, a different kind of I don't know, it's a different landscape of game now that we have, like or video games in general. It's like we've seen a lot of stuff before, and it's hard to like have that wow factor, and BioShock had that for that time, because that was like, you know, it was something different. It was first person, that was like, you know, way more in your face horror. Like, people would just run up to, it's kind of like Condemned, where like people would just like turn you around and like smack you in the face, and you're like, holy shit, like, this guy's running up on me, this is kind of scary. And this isn't obviously horror, it's more action, but it's just like, yeah, it's kind of like it's been done before, so I don't really know what this has been.
And we're in
You know, how
Russia. The
this
guy
been.
speaks perfect English with no
Yeah,
Russian
right.
accent.
Yeah, well, I mean that
That shit
happens all
doesn't
the
make
time.
sense.
That happens
Doesn't
all the
make
time
sense.
with games, though. But it's just it doesn't make it good. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
regardless, it's just like they don't really have a consistent writing with it, and the story also just doesn't seem like it's going. Um, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's going anywhere
I
fast.
don't think you're
But
getting the second one.
yeah, I don't really think unless again this is like something that is a complete you know turnaround of a game. Like we were saying this at the shop, like unless this is something that like is a complete like you know uh, uh, groundbreaking, something we've never seen. But
I
it just
thought
doesn't seem that way.
we even
You
made
know?
the joke that we thought this game was like because it got leaked a day early. We thought the developers put this game out to fuck with people that downloaded
Right.
it. Apparently, it was not. It's the actual game.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Alchemist says, "Yeah, the beginning is slow, and I'm enjoying it so far. There are things I'm disappointed with because I waited 5 years for it. The powers are very lacking." He says, "I literally played the
Okay.
whole Bioshock collection over the weekend. What game? Atomic Heart. It's on PC and Xbox. It's on PlayStation 4 because it
Yeah.
got ripped. It's on the site
Yeah.
with
And thanks for
Callisto.
giving us that feedback too, because we didn't get a chance to really get to some of the
No,
powers and the
the minute we
gunplay.
got
You
to
know?
the alley with the knife, I turned it off.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I went through all that, and this guy doesn't even have a gun."
But yes, that's the thing too. Like, yeah, if there's been years of build up and stuff, hopefully, obviously, like, I want the fans to be satisfied with it if they were waiting, but at the same time, it's like
Just not my
it's all
type of
good.
game.
Yeah, not my type of
I thought
game
it was like
or
an
our type of
action
game.
shooter and everything. I didn't know it was like bootleg Bioshock over here. So
Yeah.
I'm checking here. I don't think there's anything else really. Wario, what's he posting? Hurry up.
Hard drive.
Oh, an SSD, not a hard drive.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Yes.
When's WWE 2K whatever coming out? 23?
Sometime in March. Let me see.
Check the date. I bought
March
the last one and
17th.
played it like twice. After the thing,
I ain't buying that game. If it gets cracked, maybe I'll
if
try
it
it.
was coming out the birthday weekend, I would have picked it up, but it's not.
Yeah.
So there you go. I'll wait. I still didn't play the other one. I bought that one. Oh, you could buy the God of War soundtrack and stick it up your ass on vinyl. $41.99. Are they crazy?
Great, almost as much as the game.
All right. Well, I think we will end it here, and I might see everyone else in a little bit, depending on the situation. So, thank you all again for hanging out. Thanks for the super chats. Thank you for our sponsors. Thank you for our members. Appreciate it. And check everyone out that we mentioned earlier, all their social media and everything. So, see you guys later. Take care. Stay safe. Peace.
Bye.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Everyone left. All right, I'll see you guys later. I'm going to go now, and I'll probably see you in a little bit. So if you're still awake, jump in. Peace.